that? One scene.
Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely inconvenience. Hey there, guys. Welcome back to the Small Zero channel. I'm your host, Matt Wyatt, and it's been an honor and privilege for you to join us. We're a little bit early. We wanted to start as soon as possible because we got everybody in here on this channel. So we got a lot to cover for this. I mean, Sony's phasing out a physical media disc for the PlayStation. We got the Werwulf trailer. We got the Danny McBride's script about to get ready to go for the G.I. Joe movie, and so on and so forth. But to me, I wanted to join my guest. I want to join for my co-host alongside with Ryan. Cam, how are you doing today, man?
It's going good. America's about to turn 250 years old tomorrow. Independence Day just celebrated its birthday. We've got tons of movie news. We got a Jackass movie in theaters. Like, we live in good times.
And it's now like pretty much like the 30th anniversary from the movie Independence Day that came out in '96. That's insane.
Welcome to Earth.
Exactly. So joining me, my another co-host, a guy who just exists, we got 3D Jake.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who's the cat in the hat, baby? Yeah. Oh, scream and run, scream and run. No. Sorry, I was trying to quote Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. But yeah, I am very excited to talk about all things physical media. Very big physical media guy on here. Cannot wait. I'm really excited. There's a lot of cool stuff that, we can't wait to talk about Danny McBride's G.I. Joe movie, everything. And I cannot wait because it's America's 250th birthday. I've already started celebrating 4th of July, and I can't wait. And I can't also wait to bring up our friends from the North right here.
Yep, joining our good friend guest, good Canadian kid who has been on our channel a few times. He's a good guest. He's always been one of our favorites. Joining us today, Zach. How you doing, bro?
I appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much. I'm doing great. It's great to be here. I'm happy to be back.
He's red and white, but never blue.
His country gave us maple syrup. For that, we are eternally grateful.
Oh,
and we gave us John Candy and Rick Moranis. For that, we will always be grateful.
R.I.P. to John Candy, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the best.
One of the low-key best comic actors of all time. Uncle Buck, Summer Rental, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I could go on.
Oh yeah. Which you know what? I'm gonna miss John Candy. Wait, he died like in '96, and I was like, he just died recently. Oh, sorry. Didn't know. It wasn't that one. It wasn't. Who's the Canadian person that just died recently? It was Catherine. Catherine
O'Hara.
Yeah, O'Hara.
Yeah.
She was the one that died recently. That one was.
Yep.
Legend. I thought she would be alive for another 30, 40 years at least. I mean,
I believe that her last role was the show Apple TV series The Studio. That was her last role.
I mean, that right there. Talk about that came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Sudden. Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but anyway, now we're gonna continue. Our first segment is the weekend box office. So coming in at a number one, Toy Story 5 took the number one spot on the second weekend and made $70 million on the second weekend. Supergirl unfortunately made $37 million on the opening weekend, which that took a big nosedive on that box office number on the first weekend. And you got into number 3, Obsession is still killing it in the top 3 spot. Jackass Best and Last made $8 million on opening weekend, which that was a little unfortunate because I don't know how much the budget was for Jackass Best and Last.
It was, from what I read, it was like 20 million, like 20.
Yeah, maybe it could make its money back.
That movie's going to be fine. The only money they need is to cover their hospital bills. The rest is just the rest is copy, as Nora Ephron once said.
And Disclosure Day is still sitting at the top 5 spot, even though it really tanked at the box office. But right now for Toy Story 5, so far that this movie made $623
It's going to hit $1 billion. It's going to hit $1 billion.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. It's because it's no surprise because it's still Toy Story, and it's one of the most value IP in Disney Pixar's, and it's still killing it. And I personally really love the film. It's in my top 3 favorite movies of the year so far. And for Supergirl, unfortunately,
Oh, man.
it did not live up to the expectations for the numbers at the box office, especially when the movie got very mixed receptions from critics and a little bit of the audience, a little bit, because they had it around at that 75 or 76% for the audience rating, and it had a 56 or something on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics. So most of it have been getting a lot of hate lately. I was one of the people that saw Supergirl movie, and I saw it twice, and I actually really had a lot of fun. I understand. I can totally acknowledge the criticism of this movie. I had some problems with it, but at the same time, I still thought it didn't deserve to get hated. But you know what? I can understand where some critics give a value of points. But for me, I thought it really worked. I really enjoyed it, and but it's unfortunate it didn't win over for everybody. But I just don't think that this is going to be a big disaster for the James Gunn's DCU. We still got the Clayface coming up, which it has a lot of promises. And yeah, the Lantern show, it's going to be on the HBO series, so it's not going to be a movie. So I have more high hopes for Lanterns more than most people. And Man of Tomorrow is already in production, and it's written and directed by James Gunn, and I think that he will do it right. But I will say that I'm not the only one who's saying this, but John Campion brought this up many times. But I will say that James Gunn really needs to keep in check with some of the creatives who are making this movie that was not written and directed by James Gunn, to make sure that they do it right for each of the quality of the films, and make sure that it's done well and done right. But I've been hearing a lot of people who have went to the test screening for Supergirl, and some of them say that this is a lot longer, and the opening was a lot more different than what we've got for the film. And I'm curious if they're ever going to put out the director's cut of Supergirl and give us the cut of what we should have
Probably not.
It probably won't happen, but if it does happen, I wouldn't be surprised. But I wanted to pass it on to Ryan.
Oh,
How
God,
did you feel about the box office numbers?
It's 2017 all over again. We're gonna get a Suicide Squad director's cut, and then the Ayer cut. People won't shut
Release
up.
the Supergirl, the Gillespie cut.
I don't think there's enough passion
Oh, God.
for that.
But
I mean, if you get enough bots, there are always going to be passions. If you get enough bots.
let me be as transparent as humanly possible. I have not seen Supergirl yet. I'm like editing for my channel. I've got a horror trivia match coming up that I'm preparing for, so I just have not had the time. So I cannot speak to quality. However, this is going to be the first real big test for Gunn, for the DCU, for this whole not new experiment, but for this experiment, because this is the first one. Like, 37 million is not a lot of money, especially for a movie with a budget like this.
200.
And thank you. And the takes have been just ridiculous. People have been showing their entire ass in like talking about this, and like no one wants to see girls superhero movies, which like those people need to feel the sunshine on their body. But I digress.
Well, Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was very highly successful. So
exactly.
Yeah, that was the only one thing that got out of it.
So, but this is going to be the first real test as to who like can Gunn weather this storm and what comes next. Because I mean, in terms of the slate, like we got Lanterns, we got Clayface, so we know what's coming next in terms of the physical content being released. But now we need to see the follow-up. We've seen the follow-up on Superman. Now we need to see what happens on the follow-up on the Lanterns, what that reception's like, and then we need to see what the Clayface reaction is like. I don't seem to believe that there's a panic right now, but with that being said, a lot can change. So it's very fluid, and there's a lot of nuance that people have not been taking into account, but needs to be taken into account when it comes to this. And I mean, Obsession. I mean, I think Curry Barker's going to get work for the rest of his life after this. This is like what happened after Steven Spielberg made Jaws. He's still getting work to this day. So like that's kind of like the made man deal. Toy Story, I mean, I'm not surprised by that news whatsoever. Jackass, I mean, with that micro budget. Like I said, all they need is to cover their insurance and then hospital bills specifically for Steve-O after one particular scene involving a ping pong ball. Whoever has seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I feel like that's going to be fine, and I feel like that was more of a treat for the fans because if this is truly the last one, and I tend to believe that it is, then they went out on the best note possible because I don't want to see Jackass at 70. I've seen them in old dude makeup. I don't need to see the real thing.
Well, what if they wouldn't that be crazy if they're all just in their fucking 80s and they're still doing this shit?
I'm
Just
Johnny
get him back.
Knoxville and
I'm
Marcus
still hoping for Son of
Jackass.
Jackass. I'm really hoping for Son of Jackass.
I mean, most of them have kids now, so I would imagine that.
I mean, I
all
don't
kids are
even
gonna
know if
take
they
up
want to
the
put their
mantle.
kids through those.
Those are the most unfortunate Nepo babies ever born, if that's the case. That's terrible.
All of a sudden, Johnny Knoxville has a son, just so he can kick him in the balls when he says, "Oh," and they're like, or just kidnap his son, throw him in the car. There's like one YouTuber, I think his name was Roman Atwood, who used to fake kill his son every video to fool his wife. Like he would put his son, like a dummy on the son, and blow it up, fool her up, and he's like, "Oh my god!" And then he's like, "Hey, he's right here." And I'm like, at what point do you know when something tragic happens that this isn't real? It's just your husband pranking, because he does it like 5 or 6 times in 1 year. And I'm like, at this point, when her son really does get in a car accident or something, she's not going to believe that's real. That's the sad part.
I feel like with Supergirl, the prospects are not looking great this weekend because even though it's 4th of July weekend, it's technically a long weekend. A lot of people are off. We still got sports stuff. We still got, like, even at the movie front, we got Young Washington, which I don't
Yes, because everyone's going to go see Young Washington. That's going to be the biggest movie of the fucking summer.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Thank you. Which I don't think that's going to be a barn burner, but I believe that there is an audience for that. I mean, it's from Angel Studios. That's baked to the cake right there. It's about George Washington. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to be passionate about seeing that. And then, of course, you got the underrated threat, Minions and Monsters, which I've said on this space and in other places, Illumination might be the smartest movie studio of all time because they've made 7 Minions movies, 4 Despicable Me's, and 3 Minions movies, and they've all made their money back and then some. And that's not including the Sing movies and all the other stuff, like the Grinch one, like all the other stuff that they've done that I am forgetting in this moment. The Minions make a lot of money. So Supergirl's chances fall in between slim and none because there's going to be a lot of families seeing the Minions movie this weekend.
Yeah, I will say that more people are going to take their family to go see Minions and Monsters over Young Washington. Sorry, no one cares about that movie. But what did you think? How did you feel about that, Jake? About
finish and get to the point, then I would have illustrated that a little better.
I didn't even interject. That was Jake who did that.
I was going to interject it because I thought I had a really funny joke. So I did.
I liked it.
See, Zach liked it.
How did you feel about the box office, Jake?
But you know what? Here's the thing. It really irks me, though. It feels like everyone's divided on this freaking movie. It's like this movie, it's Supergirl. Okay, first off, you don't need to sit there. Like, I have a friend of ours that was on here. He has been called horrible names on his channel in the comments because he liked a movie. And he has been like, and I'm like, I even said, oh, wait until you see my review, which I've not had nothing come out, which I was wetty this morning. I'm like, ready, come at me, and nothing happened. And I'm like,
I was lucky. I didn't get called out. I still haven't got called out. I gave it a positive review on that.
Look, I liked it. Okay, look, I did say in my review, I thought it was it felt like very Guardians of the Galaxy heavy in tropes. Because it feels like the aliens look Guardians-ish, the logos look Guardians-ish.
I think the whole element have more Guardians feel it, but it feels more of a Mad Max Fury Road.
It had superpowers.
It felt like more like Mad Max Fury Road meets The Good and Bad and the Ugly, and a little bit of True Grit.
But I didn't see that part where it felt like super. Sorry, bro.
And I haven't seen the film, but from every trailer that I've seen, I feel like that's kind of the problem. It feels very much like Gunn wanted to make Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 and never had the chance, so he just made this.
did you hear what happened today? Like, it come out today, the Variety reported this, or Hollywood Reporter said, him and Greg Gillespie butted heads, kind of, where, like, they had 2 different cuts was screened. And this was, like, in March, where Gunn had his cut. Gunn did not like the movie, or whatever, Gillespie's cut. So Gunn recut the movie and then literally showed it. And guess what? His got 2% higher than Gillespie's cut. And then Gunn, by this point, he said, we can't go back and reshoot the damn thing, so just release it as is. And I'm like, that's my issue. You should have, you said, that's what everyone's throwing this back in his face, saying that, oh, we're not going to shoot stuff until we have a completed script. Well, guess what? That makes me know, no, you lied and did not either. You didn't have a completed script, or you had a bad script and figured, oh, we can fix it in post. That's what my biggest issue is with that. And I think, honestly, that right there makes me feel like this, which I believe what John Campea said is true. And I think James Gunn needs to do 2 things. Either he needs to stop writing and directing movies himself and just be like Kevin Feige and be on set on every film and then supervise the script to make sure it's perfect. Or he needs to shut everything down and say, when I get done making my stuff, then I will be on set of this movie and I will make sure that I am the one. I will hold the director's hand and the writer's hand and make sure we're on the same page. Because apparently this shows they're not on the same page. Like, he just let Greg Gillespie do whatever he wants and let the writer, the Anna Naguaro, do whatever she wanted. And that's what scares me. Also, he did the same thing with Lanterns and Clayface, where he let them do whatever they want. So now I'm scared for Clayface and Lanterns, because it's like, oh, you let Damien Lindelof and what's his name? What's the other showrunner? Not Tom King, but what's the guy's name? Damien Lindelof and I forget his name.
The
showrunner who was Ozark showrunner.
Oh.
The other guy, the two showrunners for Lanterns, Damien Lindelof and the other guy, he let them run the show. He said he let them write it and run it and do whatever they want. James Gunn even admit, I never stepped foot on set of Lanterns.
Would that be Chris Mundy?
Chris Monday, yes, that's who I'm talking about.
Monday.
Yeah, he told
Monday.
Chris and Damien, he said, do whatever you want. And he even said, I never even sold the script. I didn't even step foot until the edit. Until the edit is when James Gunn looked at the edit. And I'm like, that's scary. You didn't even say, you let Damien Lindelof and Chris Monday write whatever they want. And then after the movie's shot and done, you're like, all right, in the editing room, you're like, all right, here's my notes. And I'm like, what? That's scary. Like, what if this movie's terrible? What if the show's terrible? You're like, oh crap, I let them. What if Damien Lindelof's like, I have a very sophisticated idea about how I want to portray this, like Watchmen, and you're like, oh no.
I think that French dude who walked in between the 2 World Trade Center towers had better odds than that.
Oh, gross. Oh, come on, man. Oh.
Too soon, dude. Too soon.
No, it's not too soon. It's just like, that's a joke I would have made.
That's kind of like a weird comparison.
Ryan, I got something for you, okay, buddy? I got you. Come on. I got something.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's way worse.
But all right, what Zach? What did you think about the Supergirl flopping at the box office?
Oh man, there's definitely a lot of unpacking to do there. I think that, like, talking to, or listening to you guys, I am a supporter of James Gunn. When he was announced that he was going to take over DC, I was excited. I still think it was a good idea. I just am a little bit weary of his, I guess, leadership skills of being head of a studio, which is, very drastically different from being a director. And this is definitely something he's never done before. So I want to give him a little bit of leeway, just because he's navigating waters he's never charted before. There's going to be bumps, there's going to be hiccups, and I like to believe that he will learn from mistakes and failures and get better. One of the things that's been driving me nuts, though, is this whole comparison that people have been doing of Supergirl to the Incredible Hulk, where it's like, oh, we look at the MCU over here, Iron Man did really, really great, did like almost $600 million, but then they had the Incredible Hulk and it was like $264 million. So this is just like Supergirl and Superman, where Superman did $600 million, and now Supergirl isn't doing so great. It probably won't hit that $300 million mark, but neither did Incredible Hulk. And to me, I'm like, that is not an apples to apples comparison at all. Where when the MCU started and we got Iron Man, the Kevin Feige and the folks at Marvel kept it not completely to the vest, but on the down low that this was going to be a cinematic universe. They let their movies play out, and it wasn't really until you got to the end credit scene of The Incredible Hulk where you kind of clicked and were like, oh, they might actually be doing this. Like, we had the Avengers Initiative at the end of Iron Man, but there was never like, and there was always aspirations to get to the Avengers, but it was very much like a movie here, the movie here. Let's see how they go. And then they were able to get to the Avengers, it crescendoed and all that stuff, and they got this universe going, right? We didn't have cinematic universes to the scale of Marvel when Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk were coming out. We've lived through now almost 20 years of a cinematic universe with Marvel. We have expectations for cinematic universes now. We know what we expect to see. And I feel like with James Gunn and his DCU right now, he's biting off more than he can chew. Like, we'll talk about it with these animated shows that are coming out of DC Studios. And I do understand that it's a studio. They have shareholders, they have people that they need to appease for like HBO Max and put stuff here and put stuff there as well as in theaters. But the MCU really thrived because they were able to slow roll it out. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, we'll go into Thor. Once we get to the Avengers, we can splinter off. We'll do a couple sequels a year. We'll start new things with Guardians. We'll go back to these guys. Okay, Avengers. Now we'll introduce Ant-Man. And then phase 3, we're just on a roll because we have got this machine. Like, the mechanics are all there. The clogs are working, and we're just going. We know what we're doing. Boom, get to Infinity War, get to Endgame like a well-oiled machine. The DCU doesn't have that. The DCU is like, one of the things that really has concerned me a little bit with Gunn is they say that they have this 10-year plan, right? He says, me and Peter Safran, we know where we're going. We understand what we're doing. And what's great about DC is we are going to have Elseworlds. Like, we are going to be able to make movies not a part of the DCU. And we can just do our stories here. And it's like, great. There's a plan. It seems like they know where they're going. I love that. Oh, Mike Flanagan just gave me a great idea for Clayface. So now I'm just going to put that in the cinematic universe. And it's like, wait a minute. Okay, you got a great script. That's awesome. Someone came up with a good idea. Why can't that be in Elseworlds? Why are you now? And I'm not like, I think Clayface looks awesome. I'm not necessarily complaining about Clayface, but it's like, did you get sidetracked there? Like I just don't understand why he wouldn't have made that a DC Elseworlds and stuck with this plan. And that's where I get a little bit worried with him, is it seems like he is getting so many things into motion, so many things going, when he hasn't ever been in this position before. And I think it's all starting to overwhelm him. And I think it's all starting to not crumble around him necessarily, but you're seeing the cracks with Supergirl. He went off and made Superman, and then he gave this person control for Supergirl, and he went off and made another movie, Man of Tomorrow, when this is his first time being a CEO overlooking projects of a studio. And we're even hearing, like, they had 3 composers on Supergirl. Like, something behind the scenes happened. I'm not quite sure what it was, but 3 composers going through and recycling through these people. That's not common at all. And with Lantern, which I'm also excited for, they mysteriously deleted the trailer offline for, like, what reason? There's something behind that.
Well, to be fair, they took that trailer off because they were replacing the music score for the trailer, and because I think it had something to do with the license thing that they could not put that in that trailer.
But even that, as a head of a studio, you have people who should check that. You have people who make sure that goes. How often have we seen studios put out trailers and then months down the line, oh, whoops, I didn't get that cleared. I got to take that down. It's got millions of views. People have done trailer reactions to it. Like there's just these little things that he's doing where it's like, I feel like things are slipping through the cracks because he's not giving his full 100% attention to learning the job and being there full time for the job. Like, if he wants to be a director, I think he should step down, be on the team, direct the projects, but someone else needs to take over leadership because his attention is split in so many different directions, and he hasn't had the over 20 years of experience Kevin Feige has had to learn to manage that and navigate that and do it in a way where he didn't just rush into, we're going to do animated shows and this movie here and this movie here and this and that. We're going to start with Iron Man. We're going to roll into all this stuff. The DCU has already had Creature Commandos, Peacemaker season 2, Superman, Supergirl, and now we're going into Lanterns, and then we've like there's already essentially, and then the Clayface. There's already like 7 projects in the DCU, and like the time frame of what 2 years. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. And I just think that they kind of need to slow down, and I think they need to take more time and more attention into these projects to give them the care and just attention that they need in order to succeed, because that's something he's getting trashed on too. You said the script has to be great before you even greenlight anything. Well, the second movie out the gate, people don't think the script is great. I mean, some people do, fair enough, but the majority of people are complaining about the script. And because you put your foot in your mouth and said, we're not going to do it like Marvel, air quotes, because he didn't actually say Marvel, but we know who he was talking about. We're not going to show up. We're not going to figure it out on the day. We're going to have the script ready to go, green light when they're great. And then the second movie, the people are disappointed with your script and your words are coming back to bite you. I think that he is making major fundamental mistakes as a leader of a studio. That doesn't mean I'm off board. That doesn't mean I think Gunn can't do it. But I do think that he needs to take more time to invest into it than he's doing right now. And I think Supergirl is just the first crack that we'll see coming out of this. Lanterns could be great. Clayface, I think, will be great. But if he keeps going down this way of, because there's now talk that he's going to direct Batman. Now he's going to go and direct the Batman movie. Apparently, some rumors are saying. Dude needs to chill and slow down and learn how to do this new job that he's never done before. Because Kevin Feige may make it look easy. James Gunn is proving it's not. That's my 2 cents on that.
And also Kevin Feige. People forget Kevin Feige was Laura Donner's assistant before on and he
worked on like 20 Marvel movies before the MCU. He started with X-Men. Yeah. Like back in 1989.
It wasn't like he was just like, Kevin Feige was just like one movie and then they gave him a job. No. Yeah, people forget that.
And let's face it, Gunn is like a great director. But he has mainly been in the superhero realm for like his entire career. He's done Slither as like this body horror, and then he did Super, which was superhero-ish, but his own thing. And then it was just Guardians, Superman. He's not very diverse. The Suicide Squad.
He did write Dawn of the Dead with Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But as far as like what he's directed, he sticks to a very comfort zone. You know, and he knows how to do it, and he does it well. But I don't know. I think him as like an overall great director is still in question for me. I think he knows how to really do these superhero projects. I think he's really good with the comic book stuff. But I don't know how well he would do stepping outside of that. And I think him being a leader, gravitating towards scripts that maybe only, he's a very niche kind of thinking fella. Maybe something that's like really great to him doesn't appeal to the masses, but now he's in charge of it all, so he gets to greenlight it all. Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting to see.
Yeah, like there's been rumors that like he does not like the Batman, like for the 2022 Batman, he does not like it, and in fact, I kind of suspect.
Wait, was that a rumor going around that he?
Yeah, that is a rumor. He did not like.
I don't know. I don't think
all over the place.
I don't know. I think the rumor's BS. Yeah. Because
I know he doesn't like The Dark Knight because he criticized it in the blog back in 2008. He wrote like a whole blog about why he hates The Dark Knight, and I'm just like, that's scary right there because what is like Batman to you?
Yeah, but people change over time. That was like a long time ago, dude.
Yeah,
and also he wouldn't move forward. If he really did not like the Batman movie with Matt Reeves, then why greenlit the sequel then?
Well, I mean, it could be. Because
if he really did not like his take, then he would have just axed that whole thing. Then
I mean,
he's not a one-trick pony, I just hope he's not a one-trick
pony. He's even working with Matt Reeves on some projects that are nothing to do with the DCU.
He did, to be fair, to contradict my point, he made Matt Reeves oversee all Batman-related content. So Clayface, Matt Reeves is a producer on, and Matt Reeves is going to be a producer on The Brave and the Bold, and so on and such forth, because Matt Reeves, in fact, will approve whoever plays Batman in the DCU. Matt Reeves will have to approve that, too, because Matt Reeves, he openly said in an interview.
There's even word going around that they already got him, that they already got our DCU's Batman. But I will say that for this DCU project, the only one that's getting made right now is Man of Tomorrow, and Creature Commando Season 2 is already ready to go
Yeah.
because the
But
script has already been written.
My question is, like, he announced when he took over the studio, chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Where's this Swamp Thing with James Mangold? Where is this Amazon Wonder Woman show? Like, where are all these projects that were announced like 3 years ago that were part of your plan? But now you're like, oh, let's do Bane and Deathstroke, and it's like, but where did that come from? And all these other things that you had planned, like it seemed like you had a direction you were going, and now you're getting sidetracked. And I'm just very confused as to why that's happening.
And two things I will add. One, to your point, Zach, Swamp Thing, our mutual friend of ours to the show, Jeff Snyder, had said that recently, more likely we're going to get Swamp Thing from James Mangold before we get the Star Wars movie that he was going to make. Because it seems like that. It seems like he said that is what he's more interested in doing. Because
Dave Filoni is a whole other subject.
Yeah. He said this seems like that project's probably never going to see the light of day, but Swamp Thing is more likely to see the light of day because James Gunn and him are on the same page compared to, he says, Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy and him are on the same page. But that's what I heard about that. But as for the James Gunn, when he was making Peacemaker season 2, everybody forgets that unless you watch the podcast, he even said he contradicted himself when he wrote, because he said, I did a rough draft of this and then I went and made Superman. And because Peacemaker, I put a friend of mine who was a producer on season 1 on season 2 and say, you're going to oversee the whole season while I make Superman. I directed the pilot and then I went back and made Superman. And then I come back and directed like the 1 or 2 episodes. And he even told Joel Edgerton, who was coming back, or Joel Kinnaman. Yeah, I'm not going to be on set, so my friend is going to do this. And then on top of that, he said he wrote this whole other script that he threw out because he said, I just didn't think as a corporate person, I thought from a business side it would make sense. That's why he put the whole Peacemaker falling down on the Earth on another planet. He said
he's in the Salvation.
He said he wrote that. He said I said the creative in me would have not done that script, but the executive in me did that script. And I'm like, see that right there? Like, if you would have trusted your gut, we would have probably had a better end result for Peacemaker season 2. But instead, you did not, because you were literally making Superman. So when you came back, you're like, oh shit, I should have did this. But you know, it's too late now. Just roll with it. And that's what scares me about Gunn right now, is that he's just like, oh, how many of those are we going to get where he's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. You know what? Just roll with it. How many times are we going to get? Are we going to get that with Clayface? Are we going to get that with Lanterns? Are we going to get that with Man of Tomorrow? I don't think we're going to get that. But are we going to? When is it going to stop where Gunn's going to realize I cannot keep doing this the way I'm doing this? You know, because Peter Safran's just a business guy.
I feel like we could do a whole stream talking about this issue, but I feel like maybe we should move on.
All right, yeah.
All right.
That's the weekend box office.
That's what we were talking about, right? Toy Story 5, doing great. Love to see it.
Yeah, Toy Story 5, great.
Obsession number 3, awesome. Just pre-ordered that Blu-ray. I love that movie.
But so, Matt,
how did you guys feel about the box office numbers? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But now on the main topic, we're going to talk about the.
Before we jump to the main topic, we should just do like the comments first, because sometimes we always miss that. We do it for last, but we always miss the comments. Why don't we do the comments first?
Talk to people.
Talk to the people a little bit, because we always miss the comments last because we're like, oh shit. You want to do that real quick, buddy?
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right.
Acres of Movies said hello and thanks from Stacy. What's been the best actor of the year so far?
The news lady from Disclosure Day. I thought she did really great with her last 10 minutes.
That's good.
Emily Blunt was great. I'm going to say the actress from.
No,
Obsession.
I was saying the lady at the end of the movie that delivered the final line of dialogue.
I know what you're talking about, Jay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. She was really good. I gotta go Indy Navarrete for the actress and Ryan Gosling for actor.
Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, for Ryan
Gosling should Ryan Gosling. Timothy Chalamet at the end of the year. I'm just pre-predicting it already.
Oh yeah, Timothy Chalamet will Doom Part 3. That's definitely going to be the best actor of the year with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Okay, and next one. Jeremiah says, as Sean Chandler said regarding Supergirl, this is a movie that rightfully earns the word mid or mediocre. Mid and mediocre do not mean bad.
There you go.
Yeah, fair. fair take.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. I think it's gonna be mid. I mean, there's things like, look, there's games I played that are like it's mid. Like I thought Suicide Squad Kill Justice League was a mid.
I mean, for the most majority of the critics, yeah, it's mid for them. For me personally, I don't think it's a mid movie. I think it was a lot better
I
than
think
most
it's
people
good.
said.
I
That's just
honestly
me.
think it's a good movie. I mean, I will say the needle drops don't work in the movie, but I thought the story worked. I thought the story actually worked.
Yeah, I thought it was a really great character study for Kara.
I just don't like that word entirely because I feel like everyone uses it, and it's like to quote Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride. You say this word, and yet I don't think you know what it means.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people like throwing mid a lot. Okay, Jeremiah continuously said, "I can't help but notice many things people like best films in the film. Blah, sorry about that. Including Matt are not in the movie very much. In other words, the people praise the most are the film is the least, or whatever he says.
I don't understand what he's asking.
Yeah, I don't really understand.
Is he trying to say that people praise parts of the film that aren't really what the film's about? Is that what I think he's saying? Like, for instance,
I
think what he's saying is that when people praise for the characters that are not in the film as much, I don't think it's worth the praise. I think that's what he was trying to say. But that's what he said to me in the comments for my review.
At the end, it's at the end here, right here.
Oh, okay, hold on. Wait. He says, "Oops, the elements that people praise the most are in the film the least."
Oh yeah,
Like Lobo and stuff like that, like Jason Momoa's Lobo and stuff like that for Supergirl. Yeah.
Which I loved Lobo, even though he doesn't really factor into the plot of the movie, but he was still great in the film.
Yeah.
He says, "I do completely agree with Ryan that people need to chill with saying that the failure of any in every female pop culture film is due to sexism. That's a lazy, untrue concept that needs to die."
Should have died in 2016, but here we are.
I mean, we had a female-led movie with Barbie, and that made over $1 billion. I think that kind of, that kind of.
The Force Awakens literally had a female Jedi, and it made $1 billion. $2 billion.
Rogue One,
even tired, and like it's said by people who genuinely don't know what they're talking about.
Even Rogue One had a female-led character.
People on YouTube that that think they're nerds, but really they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I think you got to put an asterisk though next to Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is what's selling the movie, not the female lead.
That's true. That's true.
Obsession, really. I mean, look at the Obsession. The guy is not what people are talking about. They're talking about the female lead in Obsession.
Yeah.
And that movie's been #1 for how many weeks? And then now it's still in the top 5 and it's already on digital.
Yep. It's actually helping a lot when it came out on VOD. Even more. I mean, it made over 300 million. They're killing it.
I like both of these movies, but Demolition Man is better.
I'm gonna say Face Off.
I'm gonna say Demolition Man because the movie, that world building they have in that movie is so good. I thought the story is really good. You got a crazy person that's from the 90s that's running around in a futuristic utopia that is so great. But yeah, that's just
Face Off.
Yeah, I go with Face Off 100%. I love when different opposite casts like John
cinema when you see it. Okay, Demolition Man has Wesley Snipes that looks like freaking Dennis Rodman, who is literally going around a crazy killing spree, and you have the 3 seashells. And Rob Schneider's in it. Okay, come on.
Oh, Rob,
you know what? The next time you have a thought, let it go.
You know what, man?
I love the part where Stallone needs to use some toilet paper, and so he stands next to the thing and is like, "You piece of shit," and it is like he says curse words into the thing, and it's printing paper.
Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed Demolition Man, but Face Off is the one I thought that I really enjoyed the most. I was highly entertained because the performances with Nick Cage and John Travolta playing the opposite of their characters, it's fucking memorizing.
It's the first 20 minutes.
You can't deny it.
It's crazy. But then when it comes to Travolta, I'm like, I don't care.
I love that concept. I thought it was done very well. That was the one I watched over and over again, but I still enjoyed Demolition Man.
I can eat a peach for hours.
Zach, what say you?
Oh,
he said Demolition Man, so I have to say Face Off.
You've never seen Demolition, dude? You need to watch it.
I own it. I own it. I haven't seen it.
I you know what? I own Snake Eyes, and I've never seen Snake Eyes. The G.I. Joe spinoff movie.
It's terrible. I saw that in theaters.
I own it on 4K too. That's the bad part, and I've never seen it.
I wanted to love it. I was looking forward to that movie, and then it just let me down.
Well, guess
that's
what?
what really killed it.
Are we on? Is that our next story? The GI Joe?
No, the next story
Oh.
is the Werewolf, the Robert
Okay.
Eggers movie. There doesn't need to be a full moon for this creature to arrive. Focus Features has released the trailer for Werewolf, which will debut in theaters December 25th. The long line reads, in the 13th century England, a mysterious creature stalks a foggy countryside as a local folklore becomes a terrifying reality for the villagers. The trailer teases Aaron Taylor Johnson as the titular creature who undergoes an intense transformation that leaves the townspeople terrified. Taylor Johnson and Lily Rose Depp reunite with the director Robert Eggers for the project after previously working together in Nosferatu. Willem Dafoe and Ralph and Neeson are also returning for Eggers' newest horror period piece. I personally really dug the trailer, and it's no surprise that Robert Eggers likes to go gothic and more terrifying and going crazy over the top, that it make you tripping on fucking shrooms throughout the whole movie. But I loved his work on the Northman. I thought the Northman was very highly underrated Robert Eggers movie. I really love The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe. They were one of their best performances, even though you have no idea what the fuck's going on in that movie, but you enjoy their performance together on screen. And I love how he shoots it like in an old school black and white and changing the aspect ratio by a 4:3. And I was one of the people that really enjoyed Nosferatu. Not everybody did, but I actually really did enjoy it.
I loved Nosferatu.
I loved it.
I thought it was
I
fantastic.
loved it.
What about you, Zach? What do you think about Nosferatu?
I didn't see it. I'm not an Eggers guy.
What?
And I actually enjoyed The Witch.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one. I thought it was good. I did not like The Lighthouse.
Dude, does it just suck being you?
No. But this trailer was freaky and looked beautiful. That's one thing about Eggers that I'll never say is his movies do not look ugly. They look great.
I mean, I look, regardless of that, yeah, I mean, look, I will say this, okay? There are Robert Eggers movies I just do not like. I do not like at all. I don't like The Northman. And I said The Witch I didn't care for. But, I mean, I thought The Lighthouse was fun, and I love Nosferatu, and I cannot wait to see this movie because I'm hoping that this movie is a better Wolfman movie than the one we got last year from Lee Winnell.
Oh, 100%. Has to be.
Yeah, it was really very disappointing.
That's not going to be hard.
I mean, I do think, I was like, was anyone, when you watched this, was anyone playing like a bingo card? Where they're like, all right, let's see where Willem Dafoe is. Let's see where Ralph Ineson is. All right, let's see where like the satanic shit is. All right, let's see let's see where the black and white stuff is. All right, like I was sitting there playing with a bingo card, like, there's Willem Dafoe. There's the satanic shit. All right, there's the black and white stuff. All right.
And it seems to me that we're going to be switching a lot of the color and black and white sequences in the movie. The transformation with Aaron Taylor Johnson becoming a werewolf is fucking insane. I don't think he's going to look entirely like a wolf-like creature. I feel that they're just going to put some lot of crazy makeup on him and make him more of like a rabid dog.
It's something like Nosferatu. Like they're going to hide that shit until you see the movie. Then you're going to be like, oh my God.
I mean, even as much as I really enjoyed Nosferatu, I was a little disappointed that he didn't look like a vampire Dracula, that he was like a fucked up, disfigured with a mustache on.
He's a 1,000-year-old vampire. What was he supposed to do? Look like sexy Jared Butler?
No. I just like he needs to look.
Matt was expecting Edward Swan or whatever.
He's like, I'm a vampire, see? They say I'm a vampire. Say it right now. Say it. Vampire. How'd you know?
You mean Edward Cullen, not Swan?
That's who I meant.
Bella Swan, right?
Bella Swan.
Yeah, Matt knows that movie by heart. He goes, I've read the whole book series, Twilight.
As you quote, like an entire scene.
Which one are you, Team Jacob or Team Bella?
Matt's been on Team Jacob since day damn one.
No, I think he's a Team Edward. He looks like a Team Edward.
Yeah, don't listen to them. They're pathological liars. If anyone doesn't understand, didn't pick up on it.
But I will say this trailer does look fantastic. I mean, look at like how great Robert Eggers. Like Robert Eggers, literally, I know I'm waiting for him to direct a Frankenstein film. I think that's going to be ball banger. Look, I love what Guillermo del Toro did, but I can't wait to see his version. You know it. Willem Dafoe is going to play in it, and so is Ralph Ineson. And so I'm like, where is that? What roles are they going to play? You know, but this movie, I'm hoping that we do get a real werewolf transformation, because I'd be kind of bummed if it's all like the Wolfman.
That's what I was trying to tell you, that they're not going to probably look like the traditional monsters that we're used to, and Robert Eggers is going to try to do something his version of it. But anyway, what did you think about the Werewolf, the trailer? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section
What
below.
about Ryan and Zach?
Wait, didn't he already said what he thought about that?
No.
No.
Like I believe Zach.
What did you think, Zach, about the trailer?
Zach's mouth.
Have you seen the trailer? What did you think?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. I did. Yeah, no, I definitely won't be spending my Christmas to watch this. It's just not my kind of wavelength of a movie. Like it's not what I generally gravitate towards. But it's a movie these are movies I appreciate more than I enjoy, is what I would say. And that's how I would kind of describe Eggers, where he really does transport you to the period, and he does a really great job of immersing you in the time period he wants you to be in. I've never really been someone who gravitates towards his movies, and this is one where I just don't. There's no appeal for me personally in it. So I thought the trailer looked great. That's what I'll always say, is Eggers films look amazing. The cast here is stellar, and I love that. And the transformation at the end, like you get that little tease of him transforming, was creepy, and I loved the mood of the trailer, I think is what I would say. I really loved the atmosphere of it, but everything about it just kind of screamed not for me. And that's kind of been consistent with a lot of Eggers' works.
That's why it's like it's hard to pass it on to Zach. Like, does he really care about this movie? Because he even said he's not. That's why he said he's not a fan. That's why he said I'm not a Robert Eggers fan. So does he really care about this werewolf?
Yeah. Oh, come on! You don't like necrophiliac, dead baby, satanic rituals going on in that movie? Come on.
No, it sounds like a Saturday night to me. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, literally, I watched that. I never caught that, because the way in Nosferatu, the guy literally, Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife and child die, and spoilers, and then he goes there and then has sex with his dead wife after her funeral. Goes up to her grave in her tomb, opens her casket, has sex with her, and I'm just like, oh god, it's like I never caught that. I thought he was just like, so I was like, and then you watch it, you're like, what? Yeah, that's the guess of Robert Eggers. He's a shock and awe director. He's like, I have to make it shocking. I have to. It has to be shocking. I think honestly he should direct. I mean, I can't wait for him to direct a Marvel film. And you're like, did you see X-Men 2?
I highly doubt that he'll get
really
directed in Marvel
X-Men 2.
I highly doubt he'll get hired to do it.
And
here's the thing, I don't even see Robert Eggers wanting to do a comic book movie. He just seems like he wants to do more gothic, more monster, old school horror films. That's always been his shtick. Him switching on to a superhero movie, I don't see it.
Honestly,
hire him for DC and do Man Bat.
Honestly, that is his comfort zone. That's where he thrives.
I
want to see him make a Phantom of the Opera movie. That's what I want.
I want to see him make a Cat in the Hat movie for Dr. Seuss.
I'll be there day one. That's a must see.
The Cat in the Hat, there's satanic rituals and thing 1 and 2 are to have blood gushing out of their mouth, and they're like, and all of a sudden the children, like all of a sudden, there's some reason it's Victoria, London for some reason, and the children, the Cat in the Hat, like
I'm sold.
And then all of a sudden it's Willem Dafoe for some reasons in the movie. You're like, what the hell is?
Well, he's literally in every Robert Eggers movie. He's literally in everything.
So is Ralph Ineson, like literally.
Yeah.
It's like Owen Wilson in a West
Except for The Lighthouse.
Movie.
Except for The Lighthouse, because that was the one movie he was not in. Because there was only literally 2 people throughout that whole movie.
I guarantee he asked him if Willem Dafoe wouldn't have been able to do it, or Robert Pattinson wouldn't have been able to do it. It would have been Willem Dafoe and Ralph Ineson. What were you saying, Ryan?
I was just saying that that style of gothic horror is his wheelhouse pretty much. And as far as this trailer goes, it looked fantastic. the mood, just the style. I don't think Robert Eggers has made a bad movie. I defend him all the live long day. Like I even love The Witch, and like there's not a ton of people who like The Witch, which is fine. It's slow, moody. They talk in old Victorian English, but I love it. I love every minute of it. But it's like as far as this goes, if he makes a gothic horror every Christmas, like I'll be there day one. Like we're getting the Ty West Christmas Carol. I need him to make a Christmas Carol. I need to see what that vision is
Bro,
like.
it's coming out on Christmas, and it's going to be around the same time as Doom Part 3 and Avengers Doomsday.
So what movie? When did it come out with when Nosferatu did it? I don't think
That was
Nosferatu
Christmas.
came out.
That was
That
Christmas.
was Christmas. That was Christmas Eve. I know. I saw it Christmas Day.
I think look, if it has a low budget, like if it's like $20 million, then it'll be fine. But if it's like $100 million, then
Yikes.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think it's that high.
yeah,
It's probably a lot lower.
I think Nosferatu was like 60, I think, or 80.
It might have been.
So, but yeah, I mean that,
But anyway, what did you think about the Werewolf trailer? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section
go to
below.
the comments.
I was about to get onto that, Jake. Thank you for interrupting me.
Oh my
He's like he always does.
Yeah, I like to interrupt you. It's fun.
Acres of Movies said, who would you cast then for the next James Bond? Wow, that's a good question. That's very tough. I haven't really thought about it.
I did like the Aaron Taylor Johnson pick that people were throwing out.
I was
there.
literally gonna
Yeah.
pick that one as
You
the
fucking stole my ideas.
fucking stole it from all of us.
Fucking Canadians, they always got to steal your ideas. I'm like,
Fucking
Yeah.
Canadians.
That's what we're known for.
hey, they got the American flag. What if we go red, white, but not blue? But no, I would probably, you know who I would go? RuPaul. No, I'm joking.
I was like, who the fuck is that?
That RuPaul's Drag Race. They're busy running a fracking empire right now. They don't have time to act.
But no, if I was going to cast, you know who I would think? I thought the rumor about Colin Turner. I think he'd be a good Bond, Colin Turner.
Yeah.
Who was in the Fantastic? I think he'd be kind of like Daniel Craig in a way, you know, Colin Turner. You know, him or I just don't see Jacob Elordi as Bond. I just don't see him as Bond. But I think Colin Turner, I can see him as Bond.
If Jacob Elordi was cast, I wouldn't be against it.
I
I
wouldn't
think
be
he's
against
a
it
really
either,
good
but-
actor.
Whoever
Yeah, you
they're
know
gonna
who-
get, they're gonna get someone young, and then build.
He
the
is Jacob
franchise
Elordi
around
is still
them
young.
for
He's
next
around in
decade.
his
literally
he's in his
younger than
mid 20s.
us.
He's in his mid 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That-
Tom Holland. No, I'm joking.
No,
He tried. He tried.
No. Yeah. What about that guy? The one that's in the Hunt for Gollum. That everybody thought was going to be Aragorn, but he's an elf.
You mean Aragorn?
Lee Waddell. I thought he would be a good idea for Bond.
I mean, I've never seen his work, but if they wanted to go with that, I wouldn't be against it. 'Cause- But to be fair, I have never seen him in the. But once we see the Hunt for Gollum, then we'll know for sure. But with James Bond, they'll definitely going to cast someone unknown, which that's
Ryan, who
been
would you
always
go
what
with?
would happen. Oh man, I really haven't. It was Aaron Taylor Johnson was my pick. I mean, since they're going for the young Bond, I mean, I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
What about the guy from the what's it called, the House of the Dragon, the one with the eye patch?
I don't know his name. I have
But
no
you know
idea
what
what
I'm
his
talking about,
name
the
is.
Prince of-
I know I get what you're talking about, but I just don't remember his name.
Or the guy, the son, the one who has the dragon.
I mean,
The
dude,
one-
I have not been caught up on House
Okay.
of the Dragon, so I have
Well,
no idea who you're talking about.
One of the guys from House of the Dragon would be a good Bond. I just don't think Matt Smith would be a good Bond though. Matt Smith.
He's too old. They're going for the
Yeah,
younger
No,
Bond.
no.
They're not going to go for him.
But yeah, I think Aaron Taylor Johnson's our pick, really for Bond.
Yeah, I think he would definitely pull it off to playing Bond. But for the next comment that is continuing with the Acres of Movies, great lighting, Zach.
Hey, thanks.
Does Gunn use the budget for hair gel? What the fuck? Oh my god!
I mean,
And hair dye to dye his
as a
hair
prominent
white.
user of hair gel
Brutal.
myself, it's pretty well in there.
Who will you cast in Red Dead Revolver movie?
Carl Urban.
Yeah, that would be a great choice. Hugh Jackman.
I'm not
Or
sure
you know
what
what?
this is, so I'm
I
just
don't know
gonna
what
say
this is.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as a joke.
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal, yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad choice. I wouldn't be against. Wait, Red Dead Revolver? Are you talking about the Red Dead Redemption
Red Dead
or something?
Redemption. That's the first game. Is Red Dead Revolver? Is Red Dead Redemption, and then Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, that's what it is. Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
That's what they're talking about. Red Dead Revolver is what it used to be called. Then they made this spin-off game called Red Dead Redemption, and they just roll with that.
I didn't know that was a spinoff. That was the Red Dead Redemption was the main game that they did with Rockstar.
Red Dead Revolver was the first game they did. Like how that was the first game. They Red Dead Revolver, then the Red Dead Redemption. You can look it up.
Yeah. Meryl Streep, a Sith or Jedi?
I would say I'd like to see her as a Jedi that becomes a Sith.
Oh, I thought this was an F, Marry, Kill.
What?
What?
There's only one person though. Well,
I thought it was either her or a Sith or a Jedi. I'd like to see her play a Sith. I want to see her go to the dark side.
Are we talking like?
I could see her playing a Sith.
When I say F, Marry, Kill, are we talking about like Meryl Streep now or Meryl Streep back like in the '90s, like with Silkwood?
Kramer versus Kramer.
Yeah,
the Deer Hunter.
If that's the case, yes, F. But if we're going now Meryl Streep, then I would say kill.
That's so harsh, bro.
Wow.
I tried to push Ryan out from his joke from the Twin Tower joke. Like, I got you, Ryan. I got you.
At CinemaCon,
for me.
Sorry about that, Ryan. What were you saying? I'm sorry, I cut you off for a moment.
He was making.
I was just telling Collins, thank you for falling on that grenade for me.
Meryl Streep's never coming on this channel now after that.
At CinemaCon, Focus showed a lot of Werewolf to select CinemaCon attendees. I was not impressed. Like, what? I don't understand that.
At CinemaCon, Focus Features showed a lot of Werewolf to CinemaCon attendees. This person, they were not impressed with the footage that was shown at Werewolf.
Oh, okay.
He's basically saying he saw Werewolf. He or she saw the footage at CinemaCon, and they did not like the footage they saw.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't understand that. What she was saying.
Hey, you know what? Robert Egger is not for everyone. It's not for Zach. Zach doesn't like Robert Egger, but you know what? And I like some of Robert Egger stuff. And so, yeah, it's just like it's acquired taste. Okay, it's like Disclosure Day. Some people don't like Disclosure Day, and then you got like two people in the audience that do like Disclosure Day. Zach and
one of them.
Zach and Matt.
And critics that had 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, the joke's on you, Jake.
Yeah, me and Ryan did not like it.
Terrific program. Thanks for Stacy. Thank you so much for the compliment for our program. We really appreciate it. Robert Eggers Gargoyle movie. Ooh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Because
I remember go hard for Disney.
Yeah, if they hired him to do a gargoyle movie that was from Disney in the 20th century, oh my god, that would be crazy. I don't know if they would do it.
We men can dream, though, right?
I mean, I can see him directing a gargoyle movie, but But his take would be completely different from the show itself. I don't even think Disney want to hire him on to do something crazy.
Wait, why is this person? Why is the bad guy a Satanist, played by Willem Dafoe? I don't understand.
No,
why is Ralph innocent?
They'd micromanage him too much. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. No. Disney
she continues to ask, or a Medusa movie.
Medusa, like in the Greek mythology, there's a snake for
that's
the
Titans. Yeah, Medusa. That would be cool,
I don't like. How could you make a 2-hour feature film with Medusa? I don't know how
you just go around turning people into statues, or
you're gonna be like, or it could be like the Maleficent style where she's misunderstood character.
What about Robert Eggers?
We do not
Clash
talk
of the
about
Titans?
Maleficent in this house.
What about Robert Eggers' Clash of the Titans?
Oh,
Ooh.
Now you're talking. Now
Dude,
you're talking.
That would
be but this would be like a hardcore R-rated gothic satanic Greek mythology movie. It would not be like in the books.
Ralph Ineson plays Zeus. He walks up those steps. He turns. Release the Kraken.
Yeah.
Release the Kraken.
You have Willem Dafoe as Hades.
And then you have Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Perseus.
I'm telling you, we need to tell. If we get, I'm gonna try to get an interview for Robert Egger. We'll tell him Clash of the Titans.
Nicholas Holt plays Perseus.
Ooh, okay. No. Now you read my mind. Now you're on something.
Have you seen
dude.
Clash of the Titans, Zach?
A long time ago, I saw. Was it like 2007? There was a movie.
2010.
2010.
No,
there's
I
two
don't
different
remember
there's
it.
two different versions. The original one that came out in the 80s and the one that came out in
1980s.
2010 with Sam Worthington and Liam Neeson.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah.
I remember nothing about it.
I saw the reenactment on the History Channel, and then I watched the Sam Worthington. I've never seen the 80s film.
I saw the 80s film when I was in 8th grade and I was in the Greek mythology class, and my teacher put that on in that movie and I watched it and I really liked it. And also the actor who played Perseus definitely voiced over the same character in God of War 3, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Next one.
Okay, this is the last one so far for the comments. Make a dark ride of Top Gun.
Like, I mean, how would you make a dark ride? Like, you sitting in there and you're like, oh no, and all of a sudden you fall off.
Well, if you want something like that, how about you just make, there's the fucking 40X. Use 40X. That's if you want to do a ride. They already
did
it.
To make it a dark ride is if someone dies in the ride at the end of the ride, you know, because at the like a Top Gun.
I mean, if you want to ride, just do it 40X. There you go. Which they already did.
You can get like a dummy that flies up and dies, like, you know, like in the movie Top Gun, we just hit the thing. There's like, and then you go, oh God, I got you, Goose. I got you.
Talk to me, Goose. Now we're just gonna start with the main topic. We're getting a little bit far off right now. We're already hour into the show, so we're gonna start covering with the G.I. Joe movie. Danny McBride just revealed new. Yes, we have to deal with it, Ryan.
Suck it up, Ryan.
Suck it up. Danny McBride just revealed new details about Paramount's upcoming G.I. Joe reboot. After starring in films like Pineapple Express, Tropic Thunder, and Alien Covenant, and writing and producing Halloween Kills, whatever, McBride was hired by Paramount to write the script for a brand new G.I. Joe film after submitting a treatment. During an appearance on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, McBride explained that the G.I. Joe reboot is not a comedy, but will instead lean into suspense and action while remaining a fun and entertaining journey for moviegoers. To quote, there's that town in the comic, Springfield, which is a town that secretly all Cobra, that is where our film takes place. He revealed without going into specific about what fans can expect from the plot. McBride is excited by the script, and more importantly, executives at Paramount are fired up about it as well. The higher name of talent is hopeful that production will get underway in 2027. To quote, we have some pretty interesting people lining up to be in it too. He teased, it's unknown if any actors from the previous movies will return or if the reboot will be a complete reset for the series. I personally think this is going to be a reboot of the series.
You're right.
But passing on to Ryan, how did you feel about this now that they're moving forward with the G.I. Joe reboot with Danny McBride at the helm as a screenwriter?
Whoever gave the go-ahead to do this, my response quite simply is this line from Troilus and Cressida. He has not so much brain as earwax, because this is just completely stupid. Like, there's been no good G.I. Joe movies. The fan base is aging out. And a grounded G.I. Joe. How grounded can you make super soldiers going after, like, Cobra Commander, who's disfigured and wears a, like, featureless mask, Destro, who's pretty much like the Man in the Iron Mask, but with, like, laser fingers? How do you make that grounded? If like, on that concept, you should just make Black Hawk Down, or like 13 Hours or something. This, I don't like it. It makes no sense to me.
But to be fair, because he's addressing what happened in the comic books and in the Springfield, that there's secretly people and neighbors. Yeah, you're comparing for what happened in that shitty G.I. Joe first Rise of Cobra. We're talking about the source material.
No good ones.
And it said that the film will follow Duke and a group of other Joes that from the town called Springfield. That follows all the Cobra.
To quote Peanut from Jeff Dunham, polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Shut when you think about it.
But Jake, how do you feel about this now that they're moving forward with Danny McBride for the script?
Well, first off, look, G.I. Joe, I'm not a fan really of like I thought when I was a kid, I liked Rise of Cobra, but I didn't really care for it, like nowadays. But I do appreciate that it exists because I think a G.I. Joe movie should exist. I love Retaliation. Retaliation is still my favorite G.I. Joe movie. I have not seen Snake Eyes, so I cannot comment on it. Well, I will watch it before this movie comes out, even though it's not connected at all to it. But hey, look, more G.I. Joe movies. Like, I think Danny McBride will do a good job. I suspect David Gordon Green's going to be the director of this movie.
He probably will.
Because that just seems like that's Danny. It's either that or Jody Hill are going to be the directors of this movie. Jody Hill or David Gordon Green. That's the two that make all of Danny McBride's shit. So I suspect that one of them are going to be the director. And yeah, I can't wait to watch it because I think Danny McBride is a talented writer. He has done amazing things. Righteous Gemstone is amazing. Eastbound and Down's amazing. And look, the first Halloween movie was great. Everyone liked Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills is where people were divided on it, and then everyone hated Halloween Ends. Okay, so we get it. Okay, like yeah, let's just hope that they don't go the Halloween route and go, oh, that G.I. Joe movie, the first one was great, the second one was divisive, and the third one's gonna be shit. Like I hope that's not the route we go. But I digress. I'm just hoping that this is a really fun G.I. Joe. We need a good G.I. Joe movie, and it seems weird that both him and Max Landis were both working on a similar idea about Cobra taking over the world. So that's just weird, but I'm glad that they went with Danny McBride, and I'm really glad we got a G.I. Joe movie. And I hope to God that once they get Warner Brothers, if they get Warner Brothers, that they don't decide to scrap it because they're like, oh, we don't want to make a G.I. Joe.
Well, this is done by Paramount. So Paramount is buying WB. So they're the ones making the decision.
I hope that once they get it, the Warner Brothers, they decide, oh, we got superhero movies now, so fuck off, G.I. Joe.
Maybe. But for me, I'm a little bit more cautiously optimistic. I will admit, I love Danny McBride's work. I've seen some episodes of Eastbound and Down. I love him as a comedic actor. He's one of the funniest motherfuckers out there that I really enjoyed a lot of his roles. But I will admit, I enjoyed the first Halloween from that he was involved in. I think it was like 2018 or 2019. I can't remember. But Halloween Kills, to me, it was a mid at its best. It had some potential, but it kind of fell on its face. But then Halloween Ends was a big fucking pile of dog shit that I've ever seen that I cannot believe. How do we get from this place? How do we get to this place? I'm curious to know. What the fuck have you been smoking?
I feel like they wanted to write the first film, and then they said, hey, we got to do a sequel. We got 2 more movies. And then they hired more writers, wrote the second one, and then they were like, we had an idea, so we just winged it on the next 2 movies.
But I will say that, hey, I was never the biggest G.I. Joe fan growing up. And because it came out in the 80s and it was like way before my time, but I was never really that invested in that stuff. But I kind of like the first Rise of Cobra a little bit more than most people. I know it's not great. I will admit it's not a great movie, but I was still a little bit entertained and it had a lot of potential. But then when they did Retaliation, I was excited for it. When they were bringing in Dwayne Johnson as the lead, but they were going to still bring back some of the characters from the previous film. And from the trailer standpoint, it kind of looked like they were going to do something a little different from the first one, but still a continuation. But I was so pissed that they killed off the Duke character in that film, and it really pissed me off. They had to add some additional shoots for Channing Tatum's scene in the movie with Dwayne Johnson, but I felt like overall as a film for the Retaliation was fucking awful. I didn't like the new characters at all. They felt like they sleptwalked through that movie.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Actually, it's the reverse, but I digress. For the Snake Eyes movie, I was also excited for the Snake Eyes movie. And that movie really fucking let me down. I feel like they were running that fucking franchise into the ground, not putting out good quality. The Snake Eyes had a lot of potential, but it fell on its face again. And then when they did Transformers, the latest live-action Transformers movie, they were planning on doing the crossover with G.I. Joe and having their crossover.
How would you do that? How would you do that? Oh my God, Optimus, let's go! And all of a sudden, Optimus shoots his blast.
Hold on. But to be fair, they had done a crossover before. Not in the live action, but they had done a crossover before with G.I. Joe and Transformers. So I could have seen that happen, but it doesn't seem like that Paramount has any interest in crossing over anytime soon. And
aren't they about to either reboot it?
Because the last live action Transformers movie underperformed. It didn't make a lot of money, so they were like, "Oh God, we're gonna scrap that plan now."
They should just reboot Transformers at this point. Just reboot it. You keep making sequels to the Bay universe, and this.
They kind of did a reboot with Bumblebee and the other Transformers movie.
I'm saying a hard reboot, not a soft reboot.
Zach, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, first, I think Jake should act out every single movie. That was my favorite. I'm kind of like Matt in this. I don't really have much stake in this because G.I. Joe was before my time, and I didn't have anyone in my life that passed it down to me. The one with The Rock, I saw when it came out. Again, that's
Retaliation?
like, yeah, but again, that's like 2008 or whatever that came out.
13.
It was 13.
Wow. Okay. 2013. It seems longer than that. But I don't remember anything from it. It didn't really latch on to me. But what I will say, and what I like that Robert Meyer Burnett says is, every franchise or property is one step away from being great again. And Paramount in particular, they need this to be a hit. Paramount does not have great, like their slate this year is so sad. Of all the studios, they don't really have franchises that have held on for very long. And kind of disagreeing with what Ryan's saying, I do think that there's a merit in trying this. What I kind of would akin this to for me personally is He-Man. I had no stake in He-Man. I've never seen anything of He-Man up until the new one came out this year. Didn't care for it. Wasn't really anticipating it. I went to see it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And all of a sudden, you've got someone like me who has never once thought of He-Man in his life. I mean, I kind of know a little bit about He-Man now, and I've actually sought out and watched some other stuff with He-Man. So,
have you watched the animated series, the one that came out in 2002? That one you would love.
No, I have not seen that one.
It's on Prime Video. You would like it.
Okay, maybe I should check that out. But with this, like, if this is gonna be a gateway or an on-ramp to get into G.I. Joe, to have it reintroduced or introduced for the first time for me, maybe they have a different take that's gonna make it more relatable for me. Because like He-Man, like that was very like they delved into the 80s cheese and camp of the cartoon. If they're not gonna do that with G.I. Joe, I mean, they could have an exciting action movie that might actually get me on board to the property. So I don't think this hurts Paramount by not. I mean, it's just sitting on the shelf. Like they're not doing anything with that Transformers and G.I. Joe crossover. They have this property, they have this franchise. It's sitting on the shelf. It's getting dusty. Blow the dust off. Put some money into it. See if you can get a franchise out of it. And without this movie, how are we going to get G.I. Joe versus the Justice League in 2031? So you got to start somewhere.
My idea seriously would have been for a G.I. Joe movie would have just been like, make it like James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. That's how you should make it, okay? That's how I would have made it. I would have made it like Snake Eyes. I would have made him a badass, but I also would have made him a narcoleptic character where he just like every time he's about to do something heroic, he falls asleep. Like what's he fucking sleeping now? That's what I would have done. I would have made that joke where Snake Eyes is narcoleptic, where he's like killing these guys. All of a sudden he goes and just falls down. They're like, oh, he's fucking narcoleptic. He's like, that's what I would have done as a joke in the movie. But I think that honestly would have been like a G.I. Joe movie, like the James Gunn Suicide Squad would have been great. And people would have been like, even the people that hate James Gunn would have been like, that kind of would be a cool idea because that's right up his alley. You know,
and I like that Danny McBride's doing this because it kind of is like a subversion of expectations of what you expect from him. It's kind of like when a comedy writer goes and does a horror movie, like it's kind of fun to see him delve into a different genre and a different frame of mind for him. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually curious to see what they're going to do with this.
All right. What did you guys think about the G.I. Joe moving forward with Danny McBride at the helm as screenwriter? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. But before we get into the next main topic, there's two more comments in here that we want to address. Coming from Jeremiah, that's a good Shakespeare quote regarding this film, Ryan. Another is, to quote, "You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things. Why make another G.I. Joe movie?"
Thank you, Jeremiah.
Why make another Star Wars movie? Why make a sequel to Star Wars? Why make Empire Strikes Back? Why make Return of the Jedi?
Why make more Marvel? Why make more Marvel movies?
Why make Avengers Doomsday? Why make Dune Part 3? Why make
to be fair with the Dune movies, they had multiple fucking books before the movie, so that's a little bit.
But I'm saying why did Dennis Villeneuve said, well, why would he have to make it? I made one Dune. Why would he have to make another?
Because hey, money talks. It ain't show friends. They show business. That's the whole point. Keeps the studio lights up. Why make more Minions movie? Why make more of the Shrek movies now or Toy Story?
Why make Toy Story 2?
Why make 3, 4, and 5?
Right.
Because it makes money. Because that's just the whole thing. It's the business at the end of the day. Here, Jeremiah says the original franchise is completely forgettable, largely brainless silliness. Anyway, Jacob, we need a good G.I. Joe movie like we need more Ron Howard's The Grinch.
Jeremiah's speaking my language tonight.
Apparently, you're getting roasted, Jake.
Yeah, let me see.
But anyway, now we're going to move on to this new topic about Sony is phasing out physical disc on the PlayStation, apparently in January 2028. Sony has announced physical disc production ends in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. It's a stock announcement that follows Rockstar's decision not to sell a physical disc version of GTA 6, which is expected to dominate console game sales from this November onwards. This new policy will cover all games released on PlayStation consoles from all publishers after this cutoff date, which some analysts believe hints at when the PS6 will be released. And the quote, in response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only, said Shuman, Senior Director, Sony Interactive Entertainment Content Communications, said in the post on the PlayStation blog. And to continuing this quote, as consumer preferences in the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from the physical disc to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical disc. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games, whether that's at a retailer's or PlayStation Store. We remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for the continued support. I wanted to pass it along to Jake. How do you feel about this now that they're going to discontinuing the disc during early of 2028?
Well, no, I'm not gonna quote that. All right. Well, you know what? I think it's bullshit. I really do. I think the only reason why this is even a thing is because they're doing it so that way they could literally say, "Hey, here's the price. You're gonna pay it, and until we decide the price is lower." Because you're not going to be able to go to no second markets. But when everything's digital, you can't go to GameStop or EB Games for Zach over there in the Great White North. You can't go. You're not going to be able to get a secondhand copy, because they're killing the market there. That kills the market because GameStop will never be able to literally get another game anymore. You can't go like that's someone. I saw a lot of people on Twitter just posting copies saying this is $60. Okay, this game right here is $60, but I can go to GameStop. It's $35.99. That right there is almost a $30 difference. And guess what? You're not going to have that difference unless the studio decides, hey, maybe we'll lower it $10. Because guess what? When GTA 6 drops in November, that game is not going to drop in pricing for a long, long time. Like that, it's gonna be $100 in there. And guess what? They're going to say, you want the game that bad? You can't go to GameStop and get it. You're going to have to buy it on the store. Or you can do something stupid and go to a store and buy just a physical case with a code in there. I mean, if you're that dumb, I mean, go ahead, I guess. But like, why would you do that if you could just go home and type in your credit card and buy it at home right then and there? But I think this kills the market. It really does.
You could just simply add the cart. Add the cart and you click on it and you just play it. Like, why buy the fucking
and I know like two people have already bought the game digitally, and they're like, and it's like, people say, oh, we'll stop this. We have to put the foot down and say we can't. We're human beings. no one of us are going to stop buying video games because, like, guess what? We're all going to buy the next Spider-Man game. We're all going to buy the next Batman game because we're human beings. We're all going to buy the next God of War and the next, and we're going to buy Wolverine and Dune and all that stuff because we're human beings. That's what we want to do. Look, we hate microtransactions, but we still buy games with microtransactions in them. We hate this. And guess what? I think this is bullshit. I do not think. I said game preservation, because when a game gets delisted, what's going to happen? Oh, you're not going to be able to play the game there, which I don't think that. Everybody's been making that argument. I don't think that. It's not like with movies. Game is like, you could still play Friday the 13th, the game, offline. You could still play like Lego Dimensions offline. You could still play Evil Dead the game. And so, yeah, there's games that get delisted all the time, like Amazing Spider-Man 2. You know, if you own the game digitally on your PS4, you could still play it, download it to your PS5 and play it. You know, licensed games to get delisted.
You mean you're talking about the Insomniac Spider-Man 2, not the Amazing Spider-Man 2?
No, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 back in 2014.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't bill it to get it. You had to get it on the physical. You either have it on physical or have it on PC. But right now, they're not selling it because of Activision. Because they're not selling it digitally because of Activision. So there's no way you can be able to get access to that game.
Yeah, you can't. But I'm saying if you like, but I'm saying, for instance, this is my point. In 2014, you could have bought it off the PS4 store, the PlayStation 4 store. You could have bought it off the in 2014, and it could still be on your PlayStation 4 digitally. Now, when you got the PlayStation 5, in your library, that game is still there. You can download it onto the PS5. That's how some people got, that's how some people have like certain games, because they're like, hey, how do you have Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Mayhem or Mutants in Manhattan? That game was delisted in 2016. Well, or Godzilla for the PS4. Oh, those games were delisted at that time. And guess what? He's like, well, because I have it digitally on there. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But I think really, like, for instance, like Matt made a point. If you don't, unless you have a physical copy, what about the people who want to buy this game in the future? Like, what if they don't own the game? Like, for instance, if Ryan says, hey, I want to play a Godzilla game, and then Ryan says, oh, there's a game for the PS4. It's not on the PS4 because it got delisted. Oh, I'll go to GameStop. You want how much money for this game? Or what? Or in the future, what if Ryan wants to play this game and like, for instance, if they decide to bring it back for the PS6, okay, a Godzilla game, and then it gets delisted 2 years later because of Toho says we're going to revoke your license. And then, of course, 2 years later, Ryan says, I want to buy a PS6. And Ryan goes and gets a PS6. And he's like, oh, I want to play just to play Godzilla. And he goes, I can't play Godzilla because it's delisted. Well, how do I play it? You can't. Just like,
if it's like available on a disc, that's the only way you're going to be able to play it and download it. Because I can give you for another D-list game that did Friday the 13th. I'm talking about the Friday the 13th. For years, I've been playing it online with my friends, and then when we find out that they delisted it, and then now you can no longer play it online, and they took it off of the PlayStation store. But you could, for those of you who have already owned it digitally, you can still have it, but you have to play it offline. And the only way that you could be able to buy the game, for those of you who don't own it, you have to buy the physical copy on Amazon. That's the only way you get your hands on it. And for me, this is like, not only, it may not be a big deal right now, but this is literally a ripple effect that will affect every other physical media, not just games, but also with movies, because eventually they're going to discontinue to manufacture like Blu-ray movies and fucking go into streaming, because most of the people, 90% of the world's population, are mostly streaming movies. Most people like us we own physical copy. We're a big physical media supporter, but most of them don't buy physical media as they used to. And that's just another step, because now with the PlayStation, with the Slim, with the PlayStation, the Pro, they don't have it on the disc drive anymore. Right. And once the PSX comes out, they even confirmed that we are not putting it out on the disc drive. And I do agree with you, Jake, that it was a really dumbest move when GTA announced that, yeah, we're going to sell you the physical copy, but it will be on digital code. Like, what the fuck would be the point? Why waste my time to buy it online?
Why go to GameStop when I can literally buy it? And also,
because most people are not going to GameStop because they're about to go out of business very soon. I mean, it's going to happen. Yeah. And now with most people with games, I don't think it's a big deal for the games, because most of us already buy games digitally now. We don't buy physical copy unless you want to buy the collector's edition to make it more like a vintage and put it on your shelf. But you're not going to open it and try to put it on your disc drive. You're going to just play it digitally in just one click of a button.
Yeah,
But I feel like that this is, but I think that this is a big beginning of the death of physical media. I don't want to believe it. I think that they'll still manufacture some of the old movies that are still continuing to buy these movies for physical media owners like ourselves. But for new ones, they're going to eventually stop doing it.
Yeah. What do you think about it, Zach?
Yeah, no, it definitely sucks. I think anytime you take away options for consumers, it sucks. I think anytime that you try to control the ownership of what consumers can buy sucks, because that's the thing with buying digitally is it's there. You think you own it, but you really don't. You're almost
It's a
like
license you receive.
it's a yeah. It's like
You were able to
like
require the license of it, but you don't 100% own it when you buy it digitally.
100%. Yeah. So in that way, I do think that it just kind of sucks to not have complete ownership over anything. And to go into your point, Matt, about like, this kind of being the start of physical media as a whole going away. Sony is a pretty big player in the Blu-ray and DVD players,
Yeah,
and
because they were the
Yeah.
responsible for the birth of Blu-ray. That really beat out the Xbox with that HD DVD format when they were at like a physical media war format.
Yep. And they're getting out of the game. A lot of other manufacturers have already gotten out of the game.
Yeah,
So
Xbox has secretly been doing this for a while now. And in fact, they even said they're coming out with software where you can stick your physical disc and convert it digitally. They're testing that out.
yeah, and where it really is going to hurt is the retail workers for sure. The retail stores, like you guys are talking about, like games, like all those places. Like it's going to be a major hit, and you're going to see a lot of them closing down and a lot of them going out of business, and it's going to have this massive ripple effect on like the economy in that way, in some ways.
And you know what the problem is, like most of the old games that we used to grow up with. So if these people are curious to buy these games and then now they're not selling it on the market, and you can't, and they're like, yeah, we already know that they're going to bring back some of the remastered old classic games for people who have access to
like
it.
Godzilla game.
Yeah. That's the one, like the John Carpenter's The Thing for that game that came out years ago that
Toy Story
already got movie. Yeah, they're starting to, and I think that but there's still some games that people still want to play and they can't access it digitally. So your best bet is just to buy a physical copy and buy it on Amazon or eBay. That's your only chance.
Well, here's the thing too, like these corporations, they can be nasty. Like who's to say down the line it's not going to be all right? You bought everything on digital on your PS6. We're coming out with the PS8s, but nothing's going to transfer over.
Yeah.
Like,
they did that with the PS3 originally. They did that with the PS3 originally.
Yeah.
Remember, PS4, they had no backwards compatibility.
I mean, look what's happening. Speaking of digital movies, they recently announced that they're taking out 500 movies off of the PlayStation library from people who have already bought these movies digitally, which I still don't know why that they want to buy movies off of PlayStation. I mean, you could like, I don't know why.
iTunes and Fandango are right there. That's all I'm saying.
Either get it on it on Google Play. Your best chances is to either get it on Google Play, Movies Anywhere, or Fandango at home. That's your only best bet. Risking less of a risk of losing all of your shit. But I wanted to pass it on to Ryan. He hasn't said anything. I want to hear his thoughts on it.
So, I'm not really a gamer, so this doesn't really affect me all that much.
It will soon affect you.
I'm getting around to it.
Let him finish, Jake.
I feel like the death of physical media might be a bit exaggerated right now. I think it just remains to be seen. I feel like I've seen a lot of pushback on streaming and I've seen a lot of pushback in certain communities and just other places. So I feel like it's not time to sound the alarm just yet. I feel like there's just a lot of doomerism, a lot of black pilling, and I just feel like it's overblown and out of proportion. Right now, anyway. Anything can happen.
All right. What did you guys think about this whole news of with PlayStation discontinuing with the disc drive and physical copy? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. There's 3 new comments that just jumped in about 20 minutes ago that we wanted to address. Jeremiah says, because a lot of Marvel movies are awesome and we lost superheroes, it would be a tragic. They inspire, make us laugh, and bring joy.
You could say the same thing about Westerns. I mean, look at them. They got rid of Westerns and no one said shit about it. You get rid of superhero movies, it's just going to be, guess what? In the 80s, there were no fucking superhero movies. Everything, it was literally just horror movies and science fiction movies and stuff.
Yes,
Supergirl
there
was
were
in the
superhero.
Oh, there was
movies.
two movies. There was two movies that they got rid of. It. They're not going to get rid of entirely as superhero movies. It'll just be like it is.
There was more than 2.
Can you name a Superman movie? Now that wasn't Supergirl in the 8. Actually, yeah, there was. Never mind. Oh, fuck.
Read the room, Jake.
Superman.
No, but I'm saying like the superhero movies are like Westerns. They're gonna go away eventually. Like gaming right now, Matt, the writer of the Batman, Madison Tomlin said the video game industry is what's taking over Hollywood right now, and he said he's been offered like 50+ projects for video game adaptations over comic book. He said the room for comic books are decreasingly going down. He said he pitched 2 comic book movies, and that they said they weren't interested. They were more interested in him adapting a video game adaptation than they were about a comic.
It makes a lot of sense. There are a ton of very cinematic video games out there, like the Red Dead ones, like we mentioned earlier. Like, I mean, Last of Us. Look at the success of Last of Us.
God of War.
Like countless Call of Duties, like you could make. So, like,
with God of War, Uncharted,
from Peter Berg that we covered on this show many moons ago. So it makes all the sense in the world that this is going to be the next. Thing.
It all depends on how well the numbers does with video game movies, because some of them don't always, like the latest Mortal Kombat 2 did not make money. Yeah. It lost a lot of money for the sequel. So their only best chance, they're only
Galaxy made $1 billion.
Well, that was more of a universal IP that most family would take out to see. Mortal Kombat is more of adult-oriented movies, so that's not really the best comparison. But with people, they have much more success of adapting video games through television shows. Like I mean, for instance, The Last of Us HBO series fucking got a lot of Emmy nominations. It was a very successful show, and even Fallout season 1 and 2 become a very successful show.
Coming soon.
Yeah, and now, and even the new God of War series on Amazon Prime, that the showrunner that did Battlestar Galactica is making that show, and that has a lot of potential promise. No matter how many times they bitched about the look of Kratos in live action, once that trailer comes out, that the conversation is going to change. That they have better success off doing more streaming shows than they are for the movies. I mean, look at what happened with the Borderlands movie that flopped and tanked.
Oh yeah,
that was a piece of shit movie, and that movie no one went to go see. Like I said before, there are better chances. They're more successful doing it on shows than they do with movies. That's just a fact.
Mm-hmm. Isn't Jonathan Nolan working on another video game adaptation of another project? Because I could have swear I read he was working. He's not doing Fallout Season 3 and said he left someone else to do Fallout Season 3 as showrunner, and he's doing something else. I could have sworn.
I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember him leaving for Fallout Season 3. I thought he was still.
Yeah, he said, "I'm doing this other project after Fallout Season 2. It's another video game adaptation. That's a TV show." And I'm like, that's an odd choice for them. But
I gotta look into it.
I love the first Hitman movie. I'm a big fan of the Hitman games. I love the first Hitman movie with Timothy Oliphant. Fantastic. But
I didn't like those.
The second one.
The second one was more of a reboot of the Hitman.
Yeah, it's more the reboot of the Ion games, or not the.
Those movies were awful. I mean, if they, I wouldn't be surprised if they. I didn't like the first one as much, but I will say if they did wanted to do another one again, they'll probably do it as a series, and I think they'll do it justice.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before someone actually they already did, but like back in like 2008. It's the only time before we get a Grand Theft Auto movie. Which, do you remember back in 2008 they approached Rockstar and wanted Eminem to star in the movie?
I've heard.
Yeah, and Rockstar, and they were this close to happening, but Rockstar pulled the plug saying we don't want to make we would rather just make games because that would be all of our focus is trying to pimp out a video game tie-in to that. We don't want to do that. We'd rather make our own games.
Why would they? It makes all the sense in the world why they would do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even have to make video games.
Oh, in answer to your question, why make more Marvel movies? Well,
why make Top Gun Maverick too? I mean, why make Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah, why do that? Why make more Terminator movies? There you go. Or Aliens.
Well, we shouldn't. We should stop making Terminator movies.
Yeah, 1 and 2 were perfect, and the rest of them were like whatever.
Yeah.
Also, honestly, I'm not sure we do need another Shrek. So your comparison is why make more Shrek when we don't need more Shrek? Why make more G.I. Joe when we don't need?
Because Shrek is a really.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I literally just answered the fucking question because it makes a fuck ton of money. Even though we don't need it, they're still going to keep making it because the number speaks for itself. I don't know what you're not understanding.
I think he wrote that question in advance.
It might have been in advance. Maybe. I mean, because we didn't see it earlier. I love physical media. No internet issue making your film choppy. Also, it makes you happy having your favorite movies in your home to see and keep.
Yeah, it's like
if physical media ever dies, if physical media ever dies, it'll be so sad. Yeah, it would be sad. I agree with you.
Which, you know what? Here's the thing. The other day, I got 2 points on this. One, Christopher Nolan recently said that, like, he said he was telling people about Oppenheimer, like, last 2 years ago when Oppenheimer came out. It says he doesn't like he said, don't stream the movie. If you do not go on Peacock and stream it. He said, watch it at home. He said, because the studio controls the way it looks on Peacock. I control the way it looks on 4K. He said, so when you get it on 4K, how the sound mixing, the lighting and stuff, that's all controlled by me. Compared to if you get it on Peacock, that's just the studio controls that.
But having you know the downsides with television shows, with sitcoms like Community, for instance, they chopped a lot of those episodes that were very controversial that you knew cannot get access
Sunny
to
Philadelphia, they removed the episodes because a character dons blackface in it, and so we can't make that episode anymore. Even though I'm like, you understand the point of the whole episode, right? Like, but anyway, but it seems like they don't care.
What really pissed me off is that the show Drake and Josh that is streaming on Paramount Plus, there's a lot of episodes that they chopped off from the first season that are not in the show. And I was like,
because of music license.
Because of music license, and now you can't watch it. You can't get
can't
access to those episodes.
The pilot's not available.
Yeah,
the pilot's not there.
You can't watch the first episode.
I will say, like the other day, I was going to buy the Haunted Mansion, the Eddie Murphy one, okay? I was looking because I was like, you know what? I can go on Disney Plus and watch it, but I want to own this movie because as a kid, I owned the VHS. I got it for my birthday, the VHS copy of Eddie Murphy, and I loved that movie as a kid. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to own it. So I looked up, went to Walmart, can't find it on 4K. Oh, then it turns out that's not available on 4K. Go, all right, you know what?
I will say fucking Walmart. Fucking Walmart.
But then I go to fucking Amazon. The Blu-ray, they don't even have the Blu-ray, okay? All they have is the DVD. And I'm like, so I had to go and buy it digitally. And I'm like, well, it's the same thing as me going to fucking Disney Plus and watching it. And I'm like, it doesn't feel great because I can go listen to the special features. There's on the special features is a music video by Raven Simone back when she was on That's So Raven. You can't get that on anywhere. You can't get that on Disney Plus. You can't get that special features on Vudu. Okay? That's what sucks about it, okay? Like, we're going to get rid of special features, okay? That there were great music videos, like Spider-Man. They just started putting music videos on Spider-Man for, like, the hero song. Used to, you'd have to pop in the disc if you want to listen to that music video or go
most
to
of the
YouTube.
stuff, most of the good stuff for the special features for a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie are only on the Blu-ray special features disc. And the only closest, if you want to get more special features like for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they do only have limits for that one on digital, but on the special, the extended edition Blu-ray 1080p, they have way more stuff on there than they do on digital. That's just a hard fact, and that's the only way you can get your hands on it.
Ryan,
This is gonna make me sound like a jerk, but here goes. Who's really gonna miss special features? I'm not.
I like special features.
What? You're not going to miss it? You don't
take off your film connoisseur, you fuck. You are no longer a film critic because you just criticized. That is the whole basis of criticism. People that love filmmaking, they watch it because they want to see the behind the scenes, how this movie was made, how it was done.
Yeah, and if you're someone out there that wants to make movies and you want to understand how it works, the special features and how they make those movies are special because you want to know how they did it. And they go into the nitty-gritty. Now with modern movies these days, they don't, and also with modern movies today with special features,
they're lame.
They're lame.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
They're lame.
They're fucking awful.
4 words. I can Google it.
Yeah, but that's not good
Not
enough.
the same. Not the same.
That's
You know
not
that
the
meme?
same.
You know that meme where the guy's holding the girl, but he's like looking behind at the other girl, and the girl looks up at him all disgusted. You know that meme?
Oh God, I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah, I know it's a popular meme, but that is me with my like Infinity War Blu-ray looking at the IMAX enhanced on Disney Plus. That's the one thing about Disney Plus that I'm like,
That's the only reason I watched Fantastic Four the other night, first steps.
And the only way you can
IMAX enhanced is great.
You
I
can't
love
even-
that feature.
Yeah, but with the IMAX enhanced for the Marvel movies, you can't even get it on a physical version. They don't
That's
sell
the
that
thing.
one.
That's how they get you.
That's how they
That's how
fucking
they
screw
get
you.
Fuck you, Feige. No, I'm joking.
If only they could come to their senses saying, hey, we're going to re-release the Blu-ray version with IMAX Enhanced Edition. If they ever going to do it.
I rarely pop my Infinity War Blu-ray in because that IMAX Enhanced, man.
I know.
I
used to. And I used to pop it into my 4K Blu-ray for Infinity War and Endgame, but before they did the IMAX Enhanced Edition. And we're like, no, you know what? Fuck it. I'm watching it on Disney Plus.
Screen, man.
I need the screen filled up. I need to see the full format of that movie.
Yeah. They got me with that one.
That's unfortunate.
They win with that one.
Jeremiah says, yeah, it was in advance. I wrote that comment well before you responded and started talking about making money. However, I would agree. Ideally, movies aren't only made to make money, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, this right here, though, you're buying a. They say, oh, you're buying a license to own this. Okay, well, basically, so if I want to watch something that I don't own the license for, for instance, piracy is technically pirating. Like, okay, so pirating isn't pirating anymore since basically this is like, oh, I don't really own this, so I'm not technically committing a crime when I watch it on a illegal pirate site. So that's basically the same argument, right? Because you're saying like I don't own the license. I own the license to view this. Okay, so I don't really own this. So if I watch it, not from a site that has license for it, technically I'm not the one that's.
But you are paying the subscription, of which it allows you access to. So that's a little bit different.
And also with the Blu-ray disc hard drive, most of them are discontinuing to sell these. Even Sony decided to discontinue it.
Like, how are you going to get this? Okay, you open this up and you get the Green Goblin in the background as your wall art. How you can't get that on the digital? You don't get like a background of the Green Goblin. You don't get a second disc that has all these bonus features. You know, like you got a music video, you get the making of Spider-Man with Sam Raimi and all that. Like, you don't get that. And then on top of that, you get like this. You could send in for a crew member shirt back in like 2012.
Yeah, I think that's expired.
So I'm just saying, you don't get all that, with Voodoo.
Gotta love promo codes from the Obama administration.
Yeah, really. It's like in 2012. You could have got a free shirt from a crew member shirt.
I will say, Jake, though, that a music video by Nickelback is a really good selling point.
That is a great song.
Physical media around.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, next question, Matt.
Ideally, there's a good story to tell. You agree with that? Yeah, there's a great story to tell, but at the end of the day, the studio is only about what makes the most money. Like, I'll give you for instance, during a time when Michael Bay made his Transformers sequels, most of the sequels are fucking terrible, and it still made a shit ton of money. Fast and Furious, they kept making more of them. Most of the later of the Fast and Furious movies have been arguably one of the most worst ones of the franchise, but people still run out to the theater to go see it, and they choose to go and support the franchise.
I do want to counter your argument, though, Matt. Okay, so for instance, Batman Begins. Jeff Robinette, who was the head of Warner Bros. At the time, I did not know this. I actually thought Batman Begins was way bigger than it was. Turns out the movie only made $300 million on a budget of two, like one something.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'll counter your point here, Jake. Batman Begins was coming off the heels of the fucking Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin that nearly killed the fucking genre of comic book movies. They were still trying to get people back into loving Batman again and making them more grounded and gritty character. But people were very disappointed with Batman and Robin. That's why less people went out to go see it. And it still made money, but even though it didn't make like $1 billion, but it was still highly successful.
Jeff Robinette,
but also most people are not even talking about Batman Begins. When they think about the Nolan's Batman, they think of the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. That's the only
which we almost never got that. Like he said, Jeff Robinette said, because he said when they saw the opening weekend, they're like, oh wow. They said, but they said as it grew, like they saw it made like 300. They're like, He said any other executive at that time would have said, we're not making another one. We are not making another one because that movie underperformed. But he said everyone was talking about how great everyone had seen it. Everyone was talking about how great this movie was. Everybody, and they were getting award nominations and stuff. And they're like, you know what? He says, I don't give a fuck. If they could fire me, the board could fire me. He goes, I'm greenlighting a sequel. And even Nolan was shocked that he was getting a sequel because he thought it was going to be a one and done movie because he saw the returns and we're like, it was not that strong. And then, of course, you know, even the Bond producers even said they rebooted James Bond after they saw Batman Begins. Said we want to make James Bond look like just like Batman, how he is dark and serious.
Going back to the physical media talk too, you have to remember back in that day, the rental, the Blockbuster of it all, like going to Blockbuster, going and getting the home video. That was like another box office opening weekend when that thing came out, and people went to the places and physically rented it, and it would sell out. People would wait and till the next week and rent it. And I think it was Matt Damon who was on Hot Wings. He said that basically when your movie came out on home video back in those days, it was like the movie was opening again, and you'd get like a whole new accumulation of money from it. And so I think Batman Begins also had done great in the rental and preview sales.
Oh, I want to give you another, for instance, that it became successful when it was on TV. The first Terminator movie. It was not very successful enough when it came out in theaters at the time. Most people were not aware of this movie, and people didn't have any interest at the time. But the thing that really got people's interest when it was on television and when it was on VHS, that's where it really sold it more. And it was more successful when it was on home video.
That's how a lot of movies became cult classics. Is they were like Shawshank Redemption, like bombed in the box office, but then it became this like, because that's something that's happening too nowadays. Is there's so much, there's streaming, there's in the theaters, there's YouTube videos you can like. There's so much to watch now. It's even harder for a movie to break through and capture the culture, like Obsession that we're seeing right now, like the way that's just kind of captured the culture, like that's Halloween, but
it just really depends on how you're presenting to your audience, how you're presenting with their marketing, how you're going to get people glued into want to go see it. Because when streaming, it's very difficult to promote for streaming movies because you got so many fucking millions of movies and options. Like, how are you going to appeal to them to want to watch that certain content?
Like we found out the other day, like Sony, MGM wanted to destroy Master of the Universe. They deliberately put it on that weekend just so that way they could make it flop because they said they wanted to show people, see, when we put it out on Amazon Prime, it's going to do better because that's what they wanted. And they said they're going to make a sequel. They said they're hell bent on making a sequel. Because they said, one, they got paid really heavily with the merchandise. They got really paid well with the merchandise. They made more money on the merchandise than they did the damn movie. But they said once they figure that they planned on it anyway. They said once the movie comes out and it goes to life on Prime Video and all that stuff, they said that's when they're going to make the real money. They had no interest in it going to theater. That was only because everybody's like, we should put it on theater. We should put it. So, I would be shocked if anything.
Yeah, but that's like Matt's point. Like back in the day, it was like either you caught it on TV or you went and rented it. Like those were your two options. You could watch TV, you could watch the theater, you could rent or buy it. Now it's like, oh, well, if Shawshank Redemption bombed in the box office, everyone would just forget about it. You wouldn't be catching it on TV. Like maybe you'd scroll past it on streaming, but there's so much to consume now. It's harder for movies to become cult classics or stick out in this time of day. And
the first Evil Dead
theater.
The first Evil Dead did not do well in theaters. In fact, they said Stephen King saw it. The only reason they got a sequel is because Stephen King saw it. Kevin would not shut up about the movie and then told the studio, whatever you got to make this sequel. And that's how they got the sequel did better because they said no one saw it, but it was just spreading around. Like they were going theaters were going around going, oh my God, you got to check this movie out. It's so like it was a grindhouse type movie. And then all of a sudden, Stephen King really was the one that got the sequel made because he saw it, was like, I love this movie. This is so good. And so he got, and that's how they got a sequel. They said the movie, they thought, okay, it came out, no one saw it, it's fine. And they said, that's how you make your money. That's how, like word of mouth from Stephen King. Nowadays, Stephen King can't sell your movie, but, nowadays you got to actually be creative and clever,
Yeah. But now we're going to get into the next main topic. I know we went a little bit way off of it for a while, for about like 20 minutes, but I want to get into the DC lineup animated show that was announced by DC Studios. DC Studios and Warner Brothers Animation are partnering on a series adaptation of Scott Snyder and Nick Dronica's best-selling DC comic book series, Absolute Batman. The partners announced the upcoming show at a joint presentation at the Annecy's International Film Festival on Thursday, hosted by Warner Brothers Animation president Sam Register and Peter Safran, who was DC Studios co-chairman and co-CEO with James Gunn, joining him on the stage. Also announced were adult animation series Joker, Laugh Riot, an untitled kids-focused project starring Superdog Crypto that is in development. Absolute Batman writer Snyder will serve as an executive producer and showrunner, and while artist Draconis is a producer on the new animated show. Reinventing the Batman myth for a new generation of fans, Absolute Batman reimagines the Dark Knight as a working-class hero up against impossible odds on a mission to prove that even in the era of wealth, power, and corruption, one good person could change the world. Launched in 2024, the comic series has sold more than 6 million copies with the first volume on its 11th print run. To quote, we could not be more excited about this. We are in a very early stages of development on this with executive producer and writer Scott Snyder and artist Nick Dragonas, said Register, showing some very early pre-visualization artwork. It is a full CG show. It's going to be a whole different tone and a whole different take again on Batman as well. Executive produced by Jim Craig. Joker Laugh Riot will be directed by Hiroshiro Oki. Sorry if I'm butchering the name. Who took animator credits on Chao in the Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim. It sees Joker's face in an existential crisis. It sees Joker face in an existential crisis when arch enemy Batman is killed. The long line reads, when Batman is murdered, the Joker launches a ruthless crusade through Gotham's underworld to find the killer who took away his greatest adversary. But as his violent quest for answers pushes him closer towards vigilante than villain, Joker is forced to confront the truth that without Batman, he doesn't know who he is. Our first ever animated series, we're producing this in Japan, and director Aoki, who did Steam Boy. This is an original story that is very spooky and very dark. We just begun production, and we're very excited to be doing our first animated series out of Japan, said Register. Executive produced by C.H. Greenblatt, an untitled crypto project sees Crypto tag along with a gang of misfits criminal wannabes who live down the block. As he follows them into misadventures and poorly laid plans, Crypto's pure nature slowly ends up redeeming them, whether they want it or not. To quote, Crypto is really one of my favorite characters in the DC canon, and we are thrilled he is finally getting his own show. We're in the early stages of this wonderful show with C.H. Greenblatt. It's funny, it's full of heart, and because of its Crypto, thoroughly chaotic, said Safran. The presentation has unveiled fresh details and sneak peeks on a raft of upcoming shows, including an upcoming season of Creature Commandos, Batman Cape Crusader, My Adventures with Superman, Mr. Miracle, DC's Superpowers, and Starfire. I wanted to pass along to Ryan. How do you feel about this news that they're doing some of the few projects, like including Absolute Batman?
So I love the graphic novels, comics of Absolute Batman. The books are just insane. Like, to those of you that have not read them, I won't spoil too much.
It's
but
dark.
it's very dark. Yes, just go out of your way and Google Absolute Batman Mr. Freeze if you would like some nightmare fuel, because good lord, it's not pretty. Like, the Batmobile is not less a car and just basically an earth mover. Like, I can't properly describe it. You just have to read it for yourself. The Absolute Batman universe is dark, it's cynical, it's just completely void of any hope. So, like, if you think something like, say, what we're getting with Reeves's Batman is hopeless, that's like that's like Singing in the Rain compared to the Absolute Batman stuff. Going the animated route is absolutely the right decision. I don't think you could pull off some of the concepts that are presented in the Absolute Batman universe in live action. You just simply can't do it. So all of this is just speaking my language. Now, this is in development, so we're going to need to see what happens on the follow through. But I am very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Hold on, my bad. I accidentally muted it by mistake. I'm an idiot. But going back to what I was saying when I muted myself, yes, I'm so excited for the Absolute Batman adaptation. But I have not read the comics. I'm going to eventually check that out because many people who I know, including my brother, kept on telling me that, dude, you got to read that comic. The comics is really very, very dark. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to be adapted into the animated show. From what I've been reading, that it's going to not be in the 2D hand-drawn animation style. It's going to be more in the 3D, more CG animation style. But you know what? It doesn't matter how animation style is going to look. A good storytelling is good storytelling, no matter what kind of visual style is going to look like. But another thing that really piqued my interest, the Joker laugh riot. This is a different Elseworld story that they're essentially trying to show you what would happen if Batman was murdered. And then the Joker is in an existential crisis and he doesn't know who he is anymore without Batman. And he's going to probably flip the switch by becoming a vigilante to becoming a psycho killer. That's going to be interesting. I mean, yeah, most people would say, why are you going to try to make him more of the protagonist than the antagonist? Why are you trying to
Batman's best friend in the comic.
And if you watch the Lego Batman movie, you've seen who he's trying to be without Batman. He feels very heartbroken that, no, you are not my greatest enemy, and he feels so heartbroken. Yeah, sure, it's supposed to be made for the joke for comedic purposes, but if you really think about it, he's nothing without Batman. He's his great adversary. He's his greatest enemy.
If you read the Killing Joke at the end when Batman's about to kill him, and then he goes, "Hey, I'm not going to kill you. I can." He says, "Let me help you," and then the Joker breaks his facade. And then he just goes, and you hear him be normal for 5 seconds, and he goes,
"Yeah,
there's Bruce, there's no one that can help me."
Here's the thing, because I have, and you guys recommended to me when we were doing Talking Gotham, and I read that comic book, and it's really fucking good. It's really more of a character study. That Joker is trying everything he can to see if Batman is willing to cross the line to do terrible things, because he knows that people in the world and society, we're all born and capable of doing terrible things. And we're only, and then to quote from the Dark Knight movie, with Heath Ledger, they're only as good as the world allows them to be. And he's just trying to exploit that idea that we are not truly good. There's a quote in the comic book of the Batman and Killing Joke, which is like, are we good is because we choose to be good, or are we good because we did it out of fear in society? That's a great quote from the comic book. I will admit that it got me intrigued about that. But I want to pass it on to Jake. How do you feel about this news?
I love Absolute Batman. I'm digging the Absolute Batman. Like Ryan, me and Ryan, like, by the way, it's a dump truck, basically. It looks like a damn dump truck that he drives. You know, it's not really like a Batmobile, really, but I didn't want to interrupt Ryan, but I was like, yeah, that is a dope. I'm like, yeah, he basically drives a dump truck around going like, can't take this motherfucker. You know?
It's like it's epic.
The Bat dump truck. But I will say that I really enjoy it. I've not finished the whole entire series. I'm at the end of book 1. And because I said, like, I bought like I didn't buy the single issues, I bought like the volumes. And so I'm on volume 1 still. I haven't finished volume 2, but I'm dope heavily into Absolute Batman. Like, Alfred is savage as hell in this book, and I mean, it's so good. And I'm just saying, if you have not read this, this is a very dark story, and it just reminds me of what Darren Aronofsky was going to do with Batman before Christopher Nolan got it. That's like he would have done. That would have been lighter compared to what they're doing in this book. And so I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the Professor Quill, if because I know he said the Captain Quill or whatever. Because I know he said he had a dark idea he wanted to do with that. Let's see if they let him do it. But I'm excited. What are you saying, Ryan?
Darren Aronofsky has never had a good day.
Yeah, what? You never seen The Fountain? You like The Fountain? You didn't like Black Swan?
No, I'm I'm not complaining about him as a director, though Mother and Noah were both terrible, but that's another story for a whole
Mother
other
and
time.
Noah are terrible. I will agree with that.
But
But I will.
my whole thing is that Aronofsky makes dark, sad movies. So I always joke is like Darren Aronofsky has never had a good day. I just assume he's like that all the time.
Yeah, like Requiem for a Dream. It's like, really? I mean, what the hell? Okay, you got the ass to ass scene in Requiem for a Dream, and then you got Jared Leto.
I'm gonna be on television.
And mom ends up in a mental hospital. I mean, like, that's like, yeah, you got one gets like in a gangbang, the other one gets in like a ass, and then the other one gets like in a prison, and the other one gets their leg chopped off. I mean, really.
Marlon Wayans is in that movie, and he's strangely really good in it.
Yeah. No, yeah, but as for going up to the absolute Batman, I think my only issue is they're not done with the story. Like, they're still going, and I'm like, by the time you get to like the end of the series, I'm sure they can make the whole season after the first book. But then, how are you going? What are you going to do with season 2? Because that is not done yet. I'm sure they'll be done with the book by the time they get to season 1. But what are you going to do with season 2? Is it going to be like a Game of Thrones situation where they have to just like wing it? You know, that's my issue.
You make the second season about Bane. That's what they did for the second round of books. Like, Bane is as big as a house in the second.
Like, how many
volume.
comic books that they have published at the time? Like, how many?
They're still going. It's ongoing.
There are two
volumes. That's
like,
what I got. The 2 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Volume 3 drops in October.
The first volume is all about I forget now.
The Black Mask and Black Mask.
Oh yeah, Black Mask is a psychopath in that one. He is so scary. And then like the second volume is about big as a house Bane, and you see Mr. Freeze and Penguin and their origins.
Yeah.
Which are just peachy keen.
Yeah. I'm just worried that they're going to run out of material before we get to it. Like, like I think season 1, you could absolutely do season 1 with I'm sure they'll be done by the time they get to season 1. But by the time you get season 2, I'm think they're going to be like, all right, we got 1 issue. So we got a really great first episode. Then we're going to be like, okay, what happens in episode 2? Yeah. Scott Snyder's like, I think they should at least wait like 2 or 3 years before they let's get us at least like 3 or 4 seasons. So, but that's my issue with that. As for Joker, The Last Laugh, I'm not an anime guy. I'm not. So, I mean, the animation probably does nothing for me. But I like the story idea of the Joker. His greatest adversary is sad that his best friend is dead. Like his greatest adversary, who really is his best friend. He's the closest thing to a friend he has, and that's why the Joker does stuff, because he loves Batman. He loves him to death. He's always going to choose Batman. Like even Harley Quinn the show, which is a parody of Batman in a way.
To quote for Jared Leto from the Snyder Cut, like, hey, I'm your best friend. Who's going to give you a reach around?
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I mean, he'd be like this, like, yeah, buddy.
You know what? The funny thing is that if you watch the Harley Quinn show, he like his goon Scarecrow. I think Scarecrow is the one who takes his Batman's mask off, reveal his identity to the Joker.
Yeah,
and he felt so fucking disappointed. Like, oh my god, why would you show me that? Why would you show me his identity? Now I don't want to kill him. Now he's just boring as fuck. He's a billionaire, and he has a fucking tragic story as a child. I feel bad for this guy. He's fucking boring, dude.
I think we should let Zach talk about this a minute.
Yeah. Well, Zach, how did you feel about the news with these lineups for the animated shows?
Yeah, well, I just spent some time criticizing Gunn. So let me give him some flowers. This is what he's great at. This is why I was excited for him to take over DC, because he's plugged into the scene. He's a genuine fan of this stuff. He actually is an executive that lives, breathes, and digests this stuff. He's up to date with what people are into. So Absolute Batman, someone like me who doesn't read comics and has never really known where to start, he's able to bring that into the mainstream. He's able to bring that to me. He's able to, in the same way that like Into the Spider-Verse or like even Spider Noir has caught me up to like Ben Reilly, and Ben Reilly now kind of being kind of mainstream in the pop culture sphere, whereas Ben Reilly as a Spider-Man clone was so obscure and niche before when it was just in the comics. They were able to bring that into medium that made it popular worldwide and globally. And that's what Gunn is going to be really good at, and I think that's what he's doing here. He's noticing how popular this comic book is amongst comic book movie or comic book fans, which in and of itself is kind of niche. He's going to bring it to the wide. He's going to bring it globally. And he's not just some executive who's like, well, looking around like, oh, what do we do? Let's try this. Like, he knows. He's plugged in. He knows. So that's great. As far as his ideas go, Absolute Batman, I'm curious about because I have heard great things about the comic. Joker Laugh Riot. I like the idea. I wonder if Mark Hamill will voice it. I'm sure that's a long shot. I would love it if he did. I'm kind of like you, Jake. I'm not really into anime, but I'll give this a shot because the premise sounds interesting. Crypto, I have no interest in. I like that. It sounds like he's doing for the comic fans something outrageous and different, and then for the kids. And it kind of sounds like they're very diverse with these ideas at the moment. I again kind of worry he's making Man of Tomorrow. Now he's overseeing these shows, and he's like, again, that worries me a little bit that they're just pumping so much out. But it's a studio. They have to put things on HBO Max. They have to do these things for streaming services. You need to get these shows out. Even though it took Marvel like 15 years to get to shows.
But I will say, sorry if I'm cutting you off. I wanted to interject for a second. To be fair, that these lineups are not part of the DCU's connection. So they're completely doing whatever they want to do and do their own thing.
I'm sure Joker, you don't think Crypto could be connected?
I mean, I don't know. They haven't really confirmed. I mean, he could be, but I don't from the premise from what I've been hearing, it doesn't seem like it could be connected. Yeah, but that's why it's more safer when it's not part of the whole connected shared universe. You're just doing your own thing. It's an Elseworld story that they can do whatever the hell they want without having to worry about the whole the connective tissue through it.
I'm on board. I'm gonna give these a shot. Maybe not Crypto, but Joker for sure.
I mean, Crypto could be a surprise. I mean, it could actually end up being. Yeah. I mean, I mean, I'm not interested in it, but it might be one of those times where a project that I'm not interested in that ended up loving it. Like for instance, Harley Quinn, a show that I had no interest in that show whatsoever before that show came out, and that show fucking surprised the hell out of me. I was like, oh my god, this show is fucking hilarious.
That's the thing too. Awesome. I wonder what the rating's gonna be. Like, I could see Joker being TVMA.
Oh, it's gonna be R-rated. It will be R-rated for Joker.
Will be G, I'm sure. And then Absolute
It'll be
Batman,
like a TV PG or TVG, maybe.
14A for Absolute Batman, do you think, Jake and Ryan? You guys have read it?
What, Absolute Batman?
Yeah, would that be like a 14A rating, do you think? Or is that going TVMA? Like, what do you think the rating? Because we didn't
get TVMA for sure.
TVMA.
MA 100%.
Oh, 100%. Like, there is some sick shit that happens in that book.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Crypto will be for the kids.
Yeah,
so.
Ryan Murphy name could be attached to it. That's how dark it is.
When you see what the Joker does in his private time at the end of Absolute Batman Volume 1, there will be no doubt.
Yep.
I would not read it holding your child.
I'm on board. Bring it on. I'll check it out.
I would not read it holding your child, Zach, because you'll just throw in the garbage after like, fuck you.
Not one.
Don't like kid, like just cover your eyes, kid. Cover your eyes, son.
It's okay. Joker can't.
It's okay.
I read him killing Joke every night before he goes to bed. I rock him in the
chair. I can only imagine just giving that kid a nightmare and scar him for life before going to bed. It's like, Dad, why would you read that to me?
Just read your kid Lord of the Flies when they go to bed. Say, see?
Oh yeah.
Don't be fat.
Oh yeah. But anyway, how did you feel about this whole DC lineup? Did it increase your excitement? Are you curious to check that out? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Since now that we're going into the overtime, we are going to go for I was going to lean to that until you interrupt me, Jake. One of these days, I'm going to fucking mute you, and so you don't jump in and interject like that. Yeah.
Ooh, he's threatening you with the mute button.
Yeah, here's that. Joke's on you, pal. We're going to get into the whole memorial segment since now we're in an overtime. So this will be the close off for this one. Let me get into that. It's with Michael Byrne dies at the age of 82. So Michael Byrne, the English actor familiar to the fans of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Braveheart, and such British TV series as Coronation Street in casualty has died. He was 22. UK's The Guardian announced his June 20th death on Tuesday. Neither a cause nor a specific place of death were disclosed. Even in supporting roles, Byrne left indelibly marks on his films. In The Last Crusade, he was the ruthless Nazi Ernest Vogel, whose end comes during a run with a tank. In Braveheart, he played Smithy, a soldier who attempts to rape the wife of William Wallace, and gets an axe in his back for his crime. Which that happened in the movie. And in 2010's Deathly Hallows Part 1, he was the elderly dark wizard Grindelwald, who, when threatened by Voldemort, rats out his old friend Dumbledore. He also played an ill-fated German commander in the 1978 World War II film Force 10 from Navarone. Byrne, born November 7th, 1943 in London, launched his TV career in the early 1960s and 70s with roles on such series as No Hiding Place, Net Playhouse, New Scotland Yard, and Thriller. His uncredited feature film debut was in 1963's The Crimson Blade, and some subsequent films would include Vampires, The Omen. He played a monk in Champions. Was prolific through the ensuing decades. Byrne appeared in a string of high-profile films throughout the 1990s, including James Bond film Tomorrow Never Ends, Bryan Singer's controversial Apple Papel. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the title. Theater credits include roles in Lawrence Oliver's National Theatre Company at the Old Vic in 1960. He would go on to perform in Death in the Maiden and at the Royal Court, much about nothing at the National Theatre. Monthly at the Criterion, and also the Cherry Orchard. So I wanted to pass it on to the thoughts to Jake. How do you feel about the passing of Michael Byrne?
He died at such a young age, at 22.
Yeah, he died at the age of 82. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, you said 22. We were like, what?
I said, yeah.
Jake started losing it, and then he made me start losing.
To quote Taylor Swift on the eve of her big wedding day, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Yeah, that was my bad. No, that was my bad. I meant to say 82.
I felt bad because I saw Jake's little window above me. He started losing it, and then I started losing. Oh, dude, you were losing it.
Zach, you heard that too. I was like, I know I heard that.
I heard that too, but I was trying not to laugh through the whole man's piece of work.
I was just gonna say Tomorrow Never Ends. It's not called Tomorrow Never Ends.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Oh, I didn't catch
Tomorrow
that.
Never Dies.
I didn't catch that. Man said Tomorrow Never Ends.
No, he was in Tomorrow Never Dies. That's what I meant to say.
He said you said Tomorrow Never Ends. That's what Ryan caught that.
I know. No, that's what I meant to say. I screwed up on that one.
I missed that.
Followed up by the sequel. The World Is Definitely Enough.
But yes.
Definitely.
That I'm not gonna lie. That made this might laugh so hard. It's 22. This guy had a legendary filmography. He was in The Last Crusade. He is a great villain in that movie. My favorite scene in The Last Crusade is whenever him and Connery are like hiding, and then all of a sudden Connery's like there, and then all of a sudden he pulls down the newspaper and goes, "Hello, Dr. Jones." And then all of a sudden he goes, and then Indiana Jones goes, "Ticket, please." And then he goes, and then he throws him out and he goes, "No ticket."
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that scene.
Top
so
5
great.
indie moment for me.
That was
He's
definitely
so
one of
great.
the top 5.
And then his death is so funny when he's like, ah! You see like a dummy go over.
He gets run over by a tank. He gets run over by a tank in that movie.
It's the best.
No, he's in
he
the tank,
drives
and
off
the
the
tank
cliff.
drives off of a
in a
cliff,
tank.
and his face is just
It's-
priceless. He goes,
It's the best. It's the best. Yeah.
But he's done a lot of roles that I forgot that he was in, and they're like I remember the in the movie Braveheart when he was trying to rape William Wallace's wife in the beginning of the movie, and that scene was so fucking brutal when fucking William Wallace, Mel Gibson just fucking axed him in the back. I was like, God
They may
damn.
take our lives, but they will never take our freedom.
And I forgot that he cameoed in Deathly Hallows Part 1 in the Harry Potter
played
movies. That he played he played Grindelwald. For only he was only in there for like a brief moment, but yeah, but he definitely lived a long life. He was 82, so yeah, I mean he's done a lot of great filmography in a lot of these movies. I mean he played one of the best on-screen Indiana Jones villains of all time. But Ryan, how did you feel about the passing of Michael Byrne?
Obviously, it's very sad news, and my condolences to his family. Depending on how I feel, The Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. It's the one I've seen the most. And Walter Donovan is definitely the villain, but like Vogel is definitely like the heavy and like the one that I would personally fear the most because he's the true believer of it all, and Donovan is just using the Nazis as a means to an end. So and just like Vogel's just aura just always like made me uncomfortable, and just like I said, the no ticket scene is just great. And then just like the little scene in there where he is like he's slapping Dr. Jones Sr. is like, why? What are you hiding? What does the Grail diary tell you that it doesn't tell me? And then Dr. Jones is like, it tells me that morons like yourself should be reading books instead of burning them. Great stuff.
You make me want to go back and watch Last Crusade again.
Oh,
I'm going to say that's my favorite of the franchise. I love the Last Crusade.
My favorite.
Yeah, Last Crusade. Like you can't just beat that. You can't beat the Last Crusade.
What about you, Zach? What do you think?
Yeah, no, Last Crusade is what I'll think of. He's great in that, and I think that, I can't say that I was like following the guy, his career or anything like that. Like he's popped up in a lot of stuff I love, like Harry Potter and Indiana Jones, and I remember him the most from Indiana Jones though. So I'm just gonna think of like when I watched Last Crusade. Now I'm just gonna like be able to pinpoint out like, oh, that's Michael Byrne, and he passed away, and I wouldn't have had that thought before. So it's awesome that he was a part of so many great pieces of work. He has a legacy left behind that is going to endure, and he's gonna hopefully, like Ryan was saying, condolences to the family and everything. It didn't say what the cause was, right? It said that
no, they haven't confirmed what the cause of his death.
Hopefully it was peaceful. Hopefully he went gracefully, and he left behind really great entertainment for us to continue to enjoy. So very grateful for him.
You didn't follow his body of work? He was so young at 22 years old.
Yeah, very funny, Jake. Very funny.
It's like the sad segment, and we're laughing through it. It's ridiculous.
Like, oh man,
Ouchie!
he was on Tomorrow. It was in Tomorrow Never Ends. It's in Tomorrow Never Ends.
Oh, poor Matt. We appreciate all your work tonight, Matt. You're reading everything. It's not easy.
One of my favorite Bond
Dude,
films.
does it just suck being you?
You were saying, Ryan?
I was just saying, one of my favorite Bond films is Silver Eye.
I got it because GoldenEye. I got that. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. I forgot to laugh.
He was in the First Crusade.
Oh. I warned you.
Now moving on. we have gone into the overtime, and we're gonna wrap this up for Small Zero. Thank you guys for joining us and showing and seeing Ryan, Jake, and fucking Zach roasting me nonstop. But anyway, I had a lot of fun doing this. It's been a great privilege having Zach on again and again, because we love having him on. He's awesome. So I want to pass it on to Zach. What do you got coming up on your channel?
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's man, I've been watching a lot of stuff. I'm getting prepared for the Moana movie, watching all the Disney live action movies for a ranking. I just ranked all of the 57 DC movies on a tier list. So that's up on the channel now. I'm probably skipping out on Minions, but I'm thinking of doing like a top 10 best so far of the year that I've been seeing a lot of people do. So that'll be up on Monday if I choose to do that. But yeah, no, there's a ton of stuff coming up on the channel. Christopher Nolan's Odyssey's coming up. I'm going to be doing a ranking of all of his movies, watching endless stuff. So yeah, come on over. Zach Milne Talks Movies. We definitely talk movies. It's a pretty fun place, I think, and I'd love to have you join. Thank you guys for giving your platform for me to promote mine and for having me on. It's always a fun time.
Awesome. Definitely go and follow Zach. The links are in the description below on his social media page, including his YouTube channel. Definitely go and subscribe to his channel. His content is fantastic. I want to pass it on to Ryan. What do you got coming up?
So YouTube at RyanCam20. Today I dropped the latest in my Rob Reiner project. Myself and Russell Howell, we reviewed Ghosts of Mississippi. And tonight I've got it edited. It's going to be uploaded as soon as I'm done here. It's going to be my 1996 project episode on Independence Day. So that'll be coming up.
Nice.
And Talking Gotham Tuesday, we start up this 5th and final season of Gotham, watch along style. And then in the immediate, MCU project still ongoing. And then got tons of stuff planned. I've already got Scary Mania 7 mapped out for this year. So yeah, lots of things coming up. So stay tuned.
Jake, what do you got coming up on your channel?
Well, first off, I just want to say, can we give it up for Matt? He's been a great host tonight and everything. And
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what? I said we give him a hard time and everything tonight, but guess what? We couldn't do this without him. This is the hardest working guy on the channel. He makes sure that all the stuff is ready and prepped in advance. He says I send him the stories. He has all the stories ready in advance. And yeah, I just like giving him a hard time about the reading error. But I thought that was really funny, and I said I stand by that stuff. But yeah, Matt he did a good job tonight, though. He did a good job hosting it, and I appreciate him for that. What you saying, Ryan?
I'm just saying we're to quote we break each other's balls around here. To quote Triple H, it's what we do.
I just dropped Supergirl review, and next week I said I might do Send Help because I just saw that recently and I really enjoyed it. Also Talking Gotham and Small Zero, and so yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. And Zach, again, thank you for coming on, man. It's really been a great to have you on. It's been awesome.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. I'm very honored that you guys even wanted me back. I'm always honored when you guys ask me to come back.
Oh yeah, we always love having you on. You're very more than welcome to come back on anytime, bro. Now you can go and find my YouTube channel at MattWyatt92. I dropped my review for Supergirl and Toy Story 5. I might see Jackass Best and Last maybe sometime, maybe this weekend. It all depends. And I still got to edit the video for the X-Men 97 for season 1, the first 2 episodes, because Jake and I are doing that side project on the channel, and we're covering season 1 leading up to season 2, even though that the first 3 episodes just dropped on Disney Plus. But we wanted to do a retrospective on that show, and we're very excited to continue on. And I still got to edit the Scary Movie 2 review that we did about a couple of days ago. I got to get on that one, so definitely check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the Small Zero channel. Give us support. We would really appreciate it. There will be some edited for clips from the separate segments in case you don't want to watch the full version. But if you want to just skip some of the segments, there's a timestamp going to be in the video after this live has ended. But anyway, thank to Ryan, to Jake,
Zach, what do you got coming up? What do you got coming up, Zach?
No, Zach already did it.
Oh, he already did?
I can go again.
Now I'm going to give you shit for fucking that up.
we hit him first. We deliberately asked.
Oh,
Zach
I wasn't tuned out on that. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I've been taken care of, but since you missed what I have coming up, you might want to rewind after this is over.
Yeah, just get into the DeLorean and go back.
Da, 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 da.
Marty, we have to go back
Back
to.
to the future.
Great.
We have to go back to the past.
To play
10
the
minutes
shitty
from
games
now.
that suck ass. He'd
We gotta
rather
do the
have a
Austin Power stuff.
buffalo.
We gotta do the Austin Power style. We go back 10 minutes ago.
Imagine you only have a time machine. You can like go back 10 minutes. You like, it's just a 10-minute time. You're like, what the fuck's the point of time travel? It's only 10 minutes. You can't do shit in 10 minutes.
So go and subscribe, and we really appreciate you supporting the channel. We continue to keep growing, and we will continue to do it every week, if depending on Wednesday or Fridays. It all depends on the schedule for Ryan and Jake. But anyway, for Ryan, to Jake, to Zach, thank you for joining, and thank you for those of you who are watching us. We hope you have a great day, great week, great evening wherever you're from. We hope you enjoy the 4th of July weekend. We hope you have fun and be safe out there, and stay tuned for more of our content.
Sharpton for president, y'all. I'm outie.
Jesse Jackson for VP.